Alright. Hey folks, I'm Froob. This is Yakuza Dead Souls. I'm not going to stick around for this because I can do my introduction as we go through, because this game is long and I'm going to be here for far too long playing it. So, we're going to go ahead, we're going to go new game. We always do easy. Trust me, we're not doing Dead Souls difficulty. You can do the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. So, you can see here we're getting a couple of items here. I'll explain those in a minute and why they're not actually that important. They're for having save data for Yakuza 3 and 4. Those are the games that preceded this one. So, if you know the Yakuza series has grown in popularity over the last couple of years. You know the Yakuza series for its wonderful third-person fighting combat. Forget all of that. You're about to see is what is often referred to as the black sheep of the Yakuza games, despite the fact that there are 2 PSP games as well, but those are actually pretty good. Now, I actually quite like Yakuza Dead Souls, which is a problem, but you'll see in a second what Dead Souls is all about. Now, we are, of course, here at Shopify. We do actually have, before we go ahead with this run, I would like to also say that we have 2 other Yakuza runs in this marathon. Tomorrow is the Majima Saga Any Percent from Yakuza Kiwami 2, run by Delk. And on Sunday is going to be Yakuza Kiwami New Game Plus by Big No No. Watch both of those runs if you want to see what a traditional Yakuza game is actually like. So, once we're past the massively long loading times, this is obviously a PS3 game, as you can see. We are playing as a character called Akiyama. They were first introduced in Yakuza 4, and if you're wondering why I'm panning my camera down here, it's so that I actually despawn all the civilians in this part. The interesting thing is the overworld parts here act like the PS3 equivalent Yakuza games, where by doing this with the camera, you actually despawn all these civilians. It didn't work there because obviously I was in the middle of a cutscene. So, this is one of the more important cutscenes in the game. Somebody flies out of a window, bites somebody, and guess what? Wait for it. Wait for it. One of these days. Yakuza Dead Souls, ladies and gentlemen. This is the PSN version, which is like 7 seconds faster every single load, by the way. Give it a minute. Literally a minute. New Game Plus doesn't have to deal with most of this. It does with the loading screens, obviously, but New Game Plus doesn't have to deal with what we're about to have to deal with, which is zombies. For some reason, they decided we needed a game with zombies. So here we are. So, in New Game Plus, you don't have to deal with these tutorials. You do it in the Any Percent. So we're going through the usual shoot, then reload, blah, blah, blah. Then you have strafing. So Yakuza Dead Souls allows you to strafe and actually, like, fire while you're strafing. This is something that I'll be doing a couple of times. We're just going to be, hopefully, keeping all the zombies together, because that will help in a second. Because now, we can conclude the zombie training. The quickest way to get rid of them is by headshots, but it's also very finicky to do right now, so just shoot, honestly. So, Akiyama has 1 pistol right now. He's going to have 2 pistols in a bit. That's going to be his unique weapon. Every single playable character in this game has their own unique weapons. We'll get into them when we get to the other characters. So, basically, there is now zombies going around Kamurocho. Everybody's in a bit of a panic. They saw people getting bit, etc. We're going to go back home because we were trying to make a collections run because Akiyama is pretty much a loan shark. And, yeah. So, again, I'll be holding the camera down whenever I'm in Kamurocho for these bits, but I won't be doing it for the entire game. However, panning the camera down is also going to be used for different reasons. Those reasons are to actually save the FPS of this game. The FPS of this game regularly dips down to single digits. This is a very good game. It's a very, very good game. I love this game, personally, but it is considered by many to be the worst Yakuza game. You'll see why. You'll see why. But also, shoutouts to good old PS3 era saving where you have to hit no and then you have to hit yes and you can't use circle to go right to no, etc. I love the PS3 UI. Anyway, we're gonna wake up. We're gonna go to sleep. We're gonna wake up the next day, and all of a sudden, again, once we get through the load screen, wouldn't you believe it? Zombies. So, all of a sudden, there are now zombies here in our office. I'm going to be dodging into my cabinet here. We're going to be kicking zombies. So if you've got nothing nearby, you can just kick with a kick. It knocks the enemy's back. We're not going to use that much. And then we can also grab weapons. So pretty much most things work as a weapon. You want to not get hit by the zombies if possible. I forgot that the game really does not like you changing direction. I need a weapon. I need a weapon. Things don't work as a weapon in this game. Okay. And with that, I kill the zombies. Again, New Game Plus doesn't have to deal with any of these tutorials, which, you know, great. So, unfortunately for us, our secretary Hannah is not feeling good. She's starting to get a bit of a fever, and of course the zombies kicked down our door, so it's no longer a safe house anymore. So we're gonna have to take Hannah to the nearest safe house, which is the floor below. A bar called Serena. Yeah. So, whilst this is going on, I guess I would like to say that this run's actually kind of very bittersweet for me, because the very first marathon run that I ever personally did was 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago at this point, and it was Yakuza Dead Souls New Game Plus for Shots Fired. So this is the kind of bittersweet one. This time round we're doing any percent, which is an hour longer. It's awful. Actually, it's about 45 minutes longer, if this run goes well. I did a bit of practice earlier, and came in at literally 5 minutes under world record. So, hopefully, we'll see. I've got a lot of new strats and stuff like that that I tried to implement today, most of which were pretty good, some of which weren't. You can aim in first person, you saw me, or like almost first person, you saw me do this earlier. Again, you can aim for headshots, which is usually the quick way to do it. But I'm not doing a good job right now. So, every time you do stuff in the game, like you kill enemies, you'll level up. Here we get the tutorial of leveling up. You get a free ability called head tracking. This allows you to track the heads of any zombies. Most of the enemies in this game, their weak points are their heads, ironically enough. Not every enemy. Which, that's where the head lock on is going to be a pain in the backside. Anytime you hear this like kind of rock music, that means there's zombies attacking us. We're going to be running through a whole bunch of these locales. They're actually unique to Dead Souls, but you can see that basically the city is now overrun. We're in what the game calls the infected zone. This can happen as well, where the zombies will get in your way, and here comes our first instance of having to deal with the FPS. So, to open this door, we have to blow these barrels. And there goes the FPS. Now, if you can roll at the right angle, you can actually get over the fire into that corner. That's in it. That also works by getting pushed into it, but whatever. So a lot of this will be run and gun, so obviously just running forward, shooting to get zombies out of the way. You can take bets on how many kills we get in this run. It's a lot. That's a heck of a lot. So again, we're going to be trying to hopefully get them out of the way. This can go a little wrong. You don't have to take care of any of the zombies here. You just have to get past them, so if you can get past them quickly, that's quite nice. In this room, however, we have to deal with the zombies, so now you get to see the head tracking that we got as an ability. You can see that it is obviously tracking heads. We want to hopefully track as many heads as possible. I reload here, because don't ask where the head tracking is going there. Hopefully, no, I didn't get it in time. So sometimes you can actually get like a free hit off against the barricade before you drop down. I'm going to be jumping down. You get told about checkpoints and stuff like that. Obviously, checkpoints should be self-explanatory. Now, the reason why I'm holding the camera down for these segments is so that the FPS doesn't drop too low. Recovering health in a variety of different ways, we'll mostly be doing it via healing items. I've got a strat coming up later on that requires certain healing items. And here you're going to see a heat attack. Now, we have to build up our heat, so the best way to do that is headshots, which I only got 2 there, which is pretty bad. And then when your heat is full, which is the green bar at the top left, we then get to do a special heat action, like this. It looks like you have more time to input this than you do, because the game gives so much lag during that animation right there that you only have half the time that it looks like you have. Good video game. Also, no FPS, once again. Yeah. Those heat attacks you don't ever use in New Game Plus, but there's a couple of places we will be using them in the any %. Because the any %, you don't have as much stopping power as New Game Plus. And the reason why you don't use it in New Game Plus is because in New Game Plus you have this thing called a satellite laser. And that satellite laser pretty much one-shots everything except for bosses. Although it does one-shot some bosses, which is great. This is Nagahama. He is, would you be surprised to learn, a Yakuza. He brings up Kiryu's name. You'll see Kiryu later, don't worry. But he's going to take us to a weapon shop, which is obviously very important in the middle of a goddamn zombie apocalypse. So we're going to head for that DVD shop. Nagahama's going to come with us. He's not a partner character just yet, but you'll see in about 5 minutes' time what a partner character is. Again, a whole bunch of zombies all here. Unfortunately, panning the camera down doesn't despawn zombies, but it does stop the FPS from dropping in large areas like this. Not fully. not fully. There's rules on that. And we will be coming back to this area a couple of times during the game, one of which is a forced one that we can't skip that will also hopefully get me a bit of money, which is one of the things that I'm going to need for this run. For the any % run, there's a little bit of an element of luck involved in terms of certain drops, and this is one of the only 2 tutorials that you can't skip in New Game Plus. This is Hasegawa. She is going to be giving us certain missions to do, so like kill a certain amount of zombies without wearing armor. You know the drill. They get you points. You can exchange points for prizes. We're not going to be touching that in the speedrun because that's just slow. I don't know what she's doing walking around here in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, but, you know, it is how it is. So, DVD shop is just downstairs, thankfully. And for some reason, you get graded for everything that you do in these sections. So you can see here, you can get graded by, like, completion time, zombie kills, accuracy, damage, headshot kills, snipe kills. All it serves to do is get you a bit of extra EXP, which again doesn't really matter. You go up to level 100 in total in the game, and fun fact, by the end of this run, we'll probably be around level 70. It's kind of ridiculous how fast you level up. Unfortunately, rolling isn't faster than running, but to get down those stairs, it is. So, we're now in the DVD shop, and there's a bunch of dudes in here. We're all finding a secret stash of Yakuza weapons. We're going to take an extra pistol, and we're going to take a submachine gun. So, unlike New Game Plus, we do have to equip it, and we are, of course, going to be equipping it because we want to equip it. So, on left, I'm going to put my submac, and I'm going to put a Desert Eagle on the top option, because the Desert Eagle is okay. It doesn't fire as fast as our 2 pistols, which also fire faster when we're actually in the aimed-in mode. Almost said first person. It's technically first, but it is still third. It's weird. But the Desert Eagle is good for damage and forcing enemies off of each other. So partners, you can tell them to do certain things. I actually want him on back me up. You can also heal them if they still have medkits, which you can see on the left-hand side there. And when you give him the medkit, the invisible wall there disappears, and we can carry on and go backwards. So you can see that a lot of this is going to be running forward, shooting zombies to stagger them and to make sure they don't grab me. And in certain cases with Nagahama, our partner character. In only... I think it's only 2 areas. If your partner character goes down, then that's technically a game over. There's some places where you'd think it would be a game over, but it's actually not. I found that out earlier. I had a partner character of mine actually go down, which is not good. Now, one other thing you don't get tutorialized in New Game Plus is co-op heat sniping. So once again, we need to build up our heat. Another reason why I was shooting a couple of zombies. Again, I'm just trying to track headshots. Tandem blast with your partner character when they have the exclamation mark by them. They throw like 6 grenades in the air. I don't know how effective this is. I don't know why we're shooting these, but we are. As you do. I don't know where we got this kind of accuracy from. We're a simple money shark. I don't know why we know how to use guns, but, you know. Yakuza Dead Souls. So, nice kills. So we're going to be carrying on, and we're going to be getting to the first of the game's special infected. Now, before we discuss potential plagiarism issues, I'd like to point out this game came out before Left 4 Dead. And this is definitely not a tank. It's a meathead. guess where its weak spot is. But for now, I'm gonna shoot the barrel. Because that actually makes things go a lot faster. I do need to take care of the enemies. That's a block of steel. That's not what I'm after, which okay. There's one enemy still alive that needs to die. She's dead? Not me. She's crawling on the ground, so she shouldn't have been alive. What I can do is, whoops, go past it. You can get a little bit of ammo from these crates. I'm going to take one healing item just in case, and I'm going to take a whole bunch of submachine gun ammo. Try not to press X too early because you just fly over the objective that you're supposed to go down. So now we come to what the game calls the Subterranea, aka the sewers, and of course, as we all know, sewer levels in video games are amazing and wonderful. The Subterranea is an actual proper thing, which is made up of random floors. This one is not random. This one and the next one you're going to see, the story-based ones are not random, which is nice. Means we know which layout we need to go down, we know which like pathways we can go down. So, I'm going to be equipping my new Balalaika, submachine gun, because we're going to be coming up to a special infected later, and we're going to want to actually kill them. It's only going to take like an extra 2-3 seconds out of our time, but if we get an item drop that I want, it's going to save us a lot of time later on. So again, the pathway that I want to go down is fixed. So I'm just going to go this direction. Careful not to blow up these explosive barrels. The flashlight that we have actually has a limited lifespan on it, but it's actually not too bad. Where those zombies are coming from is where we want to go. So you can shoot ahead of time to be able to take care of the zombies. And coming up down here is our second special infected. This is a crybaby, definitely not a witch. So when she screams, she summons enemies. She's going to be the one we want to kill, and we're going to hope for scrap iron from her. The head tracking there went a little weird. Scrap iron, good. We want, in total, about 5 blocks of scrap iron during this run. If we can get 5 blocks of scrap iron, we can actually improve a gun later on that will force it to have more ammo and output more damage, which will make the endgame way faster. We could technically buy it early, but we can't buy the gun and all the ammo that we need. So I'm gonna hold off on that until we get to the person that we actually want to use it on. There are gonna be guaranteed ways to make money in this run. You'll see it in a second. There's like 2 guaranteed ones, then the rest are random. Hence why we're gonna need a little bit of luck in regards to basically drops and stuff like that. So we're just at the end of the chapter now. Again, long load because we're going out into proper Kamurocho and not infected Kamurocho. If there is one thing that Dead Souls does quite coolly, it's that it splits the 2 parts Kamurocho up. If you saw the giant green things on the right, they're basically creating a giant wall that blocks off the infected zone from the quarantine zone. And this is going to change the shape of the map continuously through the game. So you'll see how restrictive it gets later on. It's not always good. So in this part, we're now supposed to go to Dokumoto's to get some medicine for Hannah, our secretary. You're supposed to walk over to Dokumoto's clinic, which is behind us, but that way is actually further away than walking away from it. There is an NPC who interrupts you just before you get to Dokumoto's. We call them Kamiyama. If you've ever played the old Yakuza games, you'll know who that is. But here's the thing. There's 2 Kamiyamas. And the other Kamiyama is right here. So if you walk this way, you get interrupted by him here, which is a lot faster than going over to Dokumoto's. So Kamiyama, much like your other Yakuza games, is your weapon salesman. He's the one that specializes in your weapons. You can modify your guns. Modify is essentially just upgrade. It's not that fancy. It's Yakuza Dead Souls. He also buys certain items for double the price. And that's how we're getting our money. Now, another thing that is unskippable like New Game Plus is what's about to occur here. As you'll see. In a minute. Give it a minute. It's a PS3 game. It's a very ambitious PS3 game at that. I swear Yakuza 5 has better loading on this. And Yakuza 5 has 5 different cities. There we go. As we leave, unfortunately, we're going to get caught up by Hasegawa. So this is the way the game is going to tutorialize us, that we can go back into the quarantine zone at any point we want. Now, we have to go to a certain point, which is Theatre Square. It's the exact point that I said when we came in here. We're going to have to go and get to a certain point. Thankfully, that certain point has a guaranteed item. And we're going to be grabbing that guaranteed item because it's going to give us 50k for every single one we have. If you get lucky enough in the run, I'm going to get rid of the DLC items, or the save items, because we don't want them. Hold on to some heat action items just in case. So we have to go in. It looks like you can walk away. You can't. Trust me, I have tried many times to walk past these invisible barriers, but it doesn't let us, unfortunately. Again, you'll be seeing this area a lot, especially in the early game. So you can see at the bottom left it says free next to our minimap. That just indicates we're in a free adventure roaming state. This is how you get to your shops in the quarantine zone. So your stuff like your Club Segas, your eateries, your karaoke. Again, we're just going to be rushing through. I could take care of... If she's in the way, I will take care of the Lich that's here. I mean the crybaby. Bad headshots. Scrap iron. Good. The crybabies in the early game usually give you a lot more scrap iron. They can also give you an item... Every single special infected has their own special item. Those can be used for advanced weapon upgrades later on, but we need a lot of money for those advanced weapons, so it's not something we're going to be bothering with. We just want the scrap iron. So killing her takes out like an extra second or two from just carrying on. But again, it does give us access to a potentially stronger version of an assault rifle we're going to buy later on. So, stay as we go. And yeah, it's hard to see, but if you look in the bottom left, there is that shining item there. It's very hard to see, but it's got a love heart coming off the top of it. That indicates that it's a very special item. It is an anime figure, because we all love anime, apparently. I can't carry it because I've got too many items. Hold up. That's the other thing I forgot about. You have to make some room for it. So I will get rid of... Yes, you. And grab that. You don't start with many... You saw my inventory had a lot more space to it. You need to unlock inventory space. We'll actually be doing that later on because you aren't going to believe the amount of ammo we need in this game. Later on, we need way more ammo than we currently do, but we are going to need a lot. We are going to be firing some shots. So, if the crybaby is respawned in a good position, which she has. Box up. Cool. So I should only need 2 more, which is good. I might try and get some extra just in case. But this is decent scrap iron drops so far. So we need to return to Hasegawa, who is outside the gate here. There we go. And go back. Cool. So with that done, we can finally go and get the medicine that we need for our secretary. Now, unfortunately, the video game is not kind enough to take us back there, so we're going to have to walk back there once the video game loads. As, you know, it does. Fastest version of the game, by the way. Oh. So, she gives us a healing item. Again, I don't need any more healing items. The figure there, even though we have it on Akiyama, we're not actually going to do anything with it with Akiyama. Any items and experience that you have with any playable character gets transferred to the next playable character in the order that you play in. So the nice thing about this is that I have a whole bunch of like items and stuff that would be good on other characters. But the nice thing is they get put into our item box and you can sell directly from your item box. So we can hold on to like the figure for now, and then we can sell it later in the game when we actually need it. So I'm going to run past Kamiyamas. That was one big long 10-minute detour. Trust me when I say that's not the longest time waiting detour in this video game. It's the reason why it's such a long run. Sometimes you can cut corners, which is nice. but yeah, I don't want to bump into pedestrians, so that's why I'm keeping the camera lowered. So, Dokimoto is currently out. He's in the infected zone. He's actually one of the partners for Akiyama. I think every character comes with... It's either 2 or 3 characters for partners. I think it's free, because you also get a hostess as well. Yeah. But we're not gonna worry about our partner characters in this run. They're there fleetingly. They don't come during story scenes unless they're fixed. Obviously, like not Hasegawa. What's his face? I can't remember his name. It's fine. He'll be back later. He'll be back in like 5 minutes. But here's the thing. Even though we don't care about our partner characters, oh boy. Living Yakuza legend Gary Buster Holmes. In this game, Gary Buster Holmes is actually brilliant. But here's the thing. Gary runs a training camp on the other side of the city. Literally, the other side of the city. This is Gary's boot camp. Yeah. Funnily enough, this is the map that gets ported into Yakuza 5 because Gary's boot camp is still there. Now, we can't escape from Gary's boot camp, so we're going to do a little bit of his training. We're going to pick field combat, and then as soon as we go in...
Ready?
No. We're just going to stop. At which point, Gary is going to let us know exactly what he feels about that.
Bad.
I agree. So, you can bring your partners to Gary's boot camp. If you bring your partners to Gary's boot camp, you can level them up. You might as well just head into the infected zone and kill zombies, honestly. Now the game does something nice. For once. Wait for it. Eventually. Lots of loading screen jokes here today, folks. As soon as we manage to get back into Kamurocho at some point today, we might be in our next run before I get through this loading screen. The game actually asks us if we want to teleport back to the manhole, because of course we do. Why would we want to walk? And thankfully, we can go straight in. So, once again, we're going down to the sewers. It might look familiar to the last time, because this is the sewers. The sewers, which is the Subterranea, is a collection of randomly generated stuff. Again, much like the first one, this one is fixed. I'm gonna get out my new Balalaika again, because there should be another crybaby coming up ahead of us. One lucky headshot there. Scrap line, good. Very good. Now, there's going to be a couple more special infected on the way, a couple of meatheads. We are not going to deal with the meatheads, because the meatheads themselves usually drop the items that we don't need, like the bigger iron stuff. Usually for the scrap iron, you want some of the smaller infected, like crybabies, and other ones that you'll be meeting very, very soon. This meathead loves to punch you out of the way. His position is random. He spawns in at the start when you spawn in. He can either be here, or he could be all the way down this corridor blocking the way. That isn't actually a bad spawn. I just wasn't expecting him so close, and that's why he managed to sucker punch me. Unfortunately, these zombies will get in the way a little bit, so just shoot them. And we can find our exit here. Thankfully, that is the end of the sewer sections. No more of those. This is going to lead us to a building just next to the Millennium Tower in the middle of the map. Which, as you'll see when we get here, eventually. Oh no, it's the, this one. I'm too early. Remember when I said we're done with the sewer sections? We might not be. I may have lied. Don't worry about it. I thought we were like 10 minutes ahead. I wish we were 10 minutes ahead. Once again, we're just going to run through with our new Balalaika. As you can see, zombies can spawn right in front of you, which, good video game. Sometimes you can get a rare zombie spawn on the left here. It is exceptionally rare. It did not happen this time. If it did, I might sometimes go for it, because they can drop the cutie girl figures that sell quite well. These guys got stuck, which is a shame. There can sometimes be a crybaby spawned in front of us here. Yeah, and that's the problem, is because she pushes over the bike and the cart and stuff like that, and she also summons enemies in the way. That was actually kind of lucky. I should have changed to the Deagle for this bit, because when we get to Serena, we're going to find, unfortunately, zombies. Act surprised. These zombies are very strong. Try and get headshots if possible. Try not to get grabbed, but, you know, How did that turn me around? The one that we just took down first has more HP than this one. Again, if you can, try going for headshots, but it's also just worth shooting. What I should have done was I should have got the Desert Eagle out. The Desert Eagle doesn't fire as fast, obviously, but it does do an insane amount of damage. So I'm going to be collecting my level up orbs until we hit 20. When we hit 20, I'm going to be getting a certain upgrade. That probably won't happen until we get to the next character. That's interesting. So I have my splits running... How was that possible? I have my splits running on the side. Just as like a guideline, and also one of my splits has a certain safe code on it, because I need that. Apparently I just saved 8 minutes, which... I don't believe that. I don't believe that in the slightest. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. So we're going to head for the Oriental Building. That's where Hannah has run off to. Bad. Bad zombies in the way. So, who's up for a new special infected? This special infected is called a Monkey Boy. I don't know what the hell were these names. This special infected acts like a jockey. Simple as that. So I'm going to keep calling it a jockey because I don't feel comfortable calling it a Monkey Boy. So, we're going to be going down to the underground parking lot. This won't be our only trip down here. We should be good on ammo for now. I might change to my pistols for a little bit just to save on a little bit of submachine gun ammo because we shouldn't need our submachine gun for a while here. There is a little bit of a skip coming up in a second here. The meathead on the left, which again we just don't worry about. Didn't get grabbed, which is nice. Again, just want to stick to corners. We see a bunch of Japan Defense Force soldiers here. We're supposed to use that minigun to help and take out the enemy. Or the Crybaby's in a bad place, so we're not going after her this time. Otherwise, we would have gone for her and had our last scrap iron. I don't factor this Crybaby in because she can spawn in the corner like that. And we're now down in the sewers. The actual sewers. Low poly rat. So we're going to be running across here. I'm probably going to be messing up in a second here. There's a little thing you can do to make this go a little bit quicker. It requires very good aim, which... Good luck. Not ideal. I wanted to hit the barricade. Quickest way to get rid of the barricade is, of course, your submachine gun. And this area actually comes back in a couple of Yakuza games. In Yakuza 5, for example, we actually have some speed tech right here, which is really, really cool. It's an almost out of bounds, which is kind of neat. It's not actually an out of bounds, but we essentially do text stacking so that we can overwrite a certain event from happening and then just push forward through essentially invisible walls. It's not technically an out of bounds. But gosh darn it, I'm counting it as an out of bounds. So now, this is where I was thinking of earlier. We're going to be coming out of the sewers at a building outside of the Millennium Tower. It's right in front of the building that we want to get into, but unfortunately there's a whole bunch of zombies in the way. So we're going to have to run. Even though we have Nagahammer with us for this bit, we can't give them orders just yet. We will in a second. But as we go down here, down my new balalaika, because on the way you will see a very lovely positioned meathead. I don't want to get too close, because when he goes down, his hitbox is actually going to be in the way. Yep. You see, it's a block of steel rather than a scrap iron. Plus, by going here, he doesn't like raise and lower his hitbox too much. And grab some if you need here. I should be good for now with 538. Gonna switch back to my pistols for running along for a little bit. Now, remember when we went down those stairs to the right earlier? Somebody's boarded them up. That's a bad zombie placement. In here, there is a whatchamacallit, jockey, which is a problem. There's also this guy, who's an even bigger problem. That kick was lucky because the jockey was trying to jump on me, and that would have cost me, like, a good 5 seconds. So I need Nagahammer. It's fine. He got jumped on by the jockey. He shouldn't die. If he does... I don't remember if that's important here or not. Either way, upstairs something happens. There's a big explosion. We're going back upstairs. As long as I say back me up, Nagahama shouldn't interact with the enemies. Other than that one, clearly. Drop down. Turn around. Try and get through here as fast as possible. Crybaby in this corridor. Very nice. As soon as that zombie starts standing up, its hitbox then goes to basically the normal area where it should be, and at that point you can basically just keep shooting it. So unfortunately, in this next part, you can lose a whole bunch of time. And it's all down to whether Nagahama's AI keeps up with you or not. So I'm actually going to be keeping out the Balalaika to shoot certain enemies. So there's a whole bunch of zombies here in this big room. You're supposed to go through them, but we're instead going to go to the side. We might get caught in that zombie. Kill him. That's bad. Do not leave him behind. Yeah, I had a feeling. Come on. Come on, buddy. Not good. Very not good. He can also get stuck on that corner, which is even better. We need him to come down here where we are and take care of those out of his way so he doesn't get stuck. We need Nagahama to get around to here, so... Almost. Come on, buddy. No, you don't need to reload. Come on. There you go. There's a quick cutscene trigger around here. If you wait around here, you don't have to go all the way down the corridor. It requires Nagahama to basically keep up with you to be able to actually hit, so... That could have gone better, but it could have gone way worse, honestly. I'll take that. I'll happily take that. Nagahama can get very, very stuck. I had a practice attempt earlier where he got stuck on the corner there. There's two meatheads in the middle of that room, and if you take too long, they can come over to that entrance and block him off, which they'll then focus him, and you can't shoot them because their weak spot is around the other side. Very, very big pain in the ass. So again, our ranks really don't matter. Like, they get us a little bit of extra EXP, but it doesn't matter. Now that we've hit level 10, in the next rank up, we're actually going to start to get 2 EXP orbs per level. So we're going to all of a sudden get a whole bunch more level ups. I know why. There we go. I accidentally double split. That's why it was 8 minutes. Okay, so... We're now at the end of Akiyama's chapter. Every single character has essentially 4 chapters to their part. This one isn't too long, it's just one big set piece. We're going to be going with Nagahama to a second secret entrance into the infected zone that is thankfully not the sewers this time. Eventually. There we go. I hope you like loading screens, because there's another one. Yep. I actually really like this game. I will admit this is not the best game, but I actually really like this game. So, Nagahama's not coming with us again. He says he's not Kazuma Kiryu. He really idolizes Kazuma Kiryu. That's an important plot point. But before we can actually go inside, we get interrupted by this guy. This guy gives you access to the Subterranea, the random sewer levels. Now, he says Nagahama looks a little shady. A little bit. So... Most Yakuza games have a super boss called Amon. This is no different. This game has its own Amon fight. Most Yakuza games, not all of them, require you to do... Ooh, I managed to interrupt Hasegawa's text. Nice. That's good. That's quick. Hasegawa's supposed to send you another text there. No one cares. So, with this game, as long as you do the Subterranea, which is... It's different floors per character. Some of the characters require... more floors than others, then you can actually basically go and fight Amon at that point. You don't have to do any side stories. Oh, there's Hasegawa's mail. I was wondering what would happen with that. So we're going to very quickly start with the Deagle to take care of those two. Then up here we're going back to the submachine gun because you get ambushed by the zombies. I'm keeping an eye on my kill counter when zombies go to the floor. That one on the left should be still alive. He is.
Again, if you can, try and get the headshots. You can see that the FPS ain't great here, hence why everything is struggling just a little bit. Once everyone is dead, you can now go through this little hole here. For some reason, this room lags. I don't know why. Bad zombie. The zombie has a 2x4. Some zombies are smart and know how to use weapons. So we're going to check the lift. The lift is actually broken. Whoa, camera. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the heck was that? Alright, good video game. Switching back to my new balalaika, we're going to be grabbing as much submachine gun ammo from here as we can. We don't need that much, but every little will help for what's coming up. We have more than enough to finish off Akiyama's part now. A meathead blows through the door, but again, it doesn't matter, just run to the lift. I'm going to reload my balalaika and quickly switch to my large automatic. Didn't mean to fire a shot, but it doesn't matter. There's 4 zombies that are going to spawn in here. There's one. Thankfully, all the zombies go down to 1 deagle shot. Switch to the new balalaika. And we're going to go for headshots here if we can. Headshots almost always guarantee the kill, not for every type of zombie. But here we're going to fire on this gas cylinder with a heat attack, take care of the zombies that's spawning on the left, and about half the HP of the jockey and the tank. Try and take care of this jockey first if possible. Uh-oh. He's the more annoying out of normal zombies and the actual enemy. He's the more annoying of them. This door will soon be, yep, shootable. Don't matter about the crybaby. And we're going to get to the game's first boss. This, ooh. There's a way to do this boss fast. It's exceptionally hard to pull off in any percent, to the point where it's damn near impossible. I'm going to be trying it, of course, but yeah, this is hard. It's time to play the game of Guess the Weak Spot. These are the guys we met at the DVD shop. And here's Hannah. Feeling much better now, she's not infected. Would have been nice if one of them could have stayed to help me with this. So, can you guess the weak spot? Where is it? Is it the head? Is it the big giant tongue? Is it the big glowing red spot on its belly? So, dodge. Because it just runs straight at you to begin with. So as long as you dodge and then start shooting, should be good. It's going to try and run, and it's trying to get you closer to do an attack, but it's also going to try and climb up on the wall. This is where you're going to lose the most time. It tried to attack me there. I don't know what it was trying to do. Make sure you dodge out of the way of its attacks so you don't get knocked down. Okay, now it's going to try and go on the wall. So it's going to start climbing the wall. It's going to try and go towards the ceiling. If it gets in the ceiling, you're going to have to play a game of whack-a-mole. You're probably going to see it in a second. Try and aim for the head, because that knocks it down a little better. It's going to attack from this position. Just be careful. I'm surprised that didn't hit me. There we go. Lovely. So, if you get a good angle, you can actually shoot the weak spot, which obviously does more damage. It's really hard to do. The easiest position to shoot it from is, surprisingly enough, between its legs. Unfortunately, because we didn't do enough damage, it's going to now go into the ceiling. Now we get to play whack-a-mole, where this guy plays like an idiot, because it's going to basically stick its head out. Interesting strategy. Not what I would suggest when, you know, your head is one of your weak spots. Ah, that's not good. I really don't want it to disappear. Good, good. Once again, try and get between its legs and shoot. You can see that every single shot does not do a good job of hitting its weak spot. If you try and do it from the side, you have to contend with both the arms and the legs flailing about. So I want to hopefully, oh wow, beat him without him going back into the ceiling. I'd rather get hit down by the charge than the actual knock. He's gonna keep me, yeah, bodied here. Not ideal. Okay, Phew. Got it before he went back in the ceiling, which is good. Not the cleanest of fights. Very much not the cleanest of fights, but I'll take it. Not too bad. Not the last time you'll see of him. We will have better methods of dealing with him with other characters, don't worry. So, that is the end of Akiyama's section. Thank goodness. As you'll see in a second, we get our ranking screen. Again, it doesn't matter too much. And as you'll see on the right-hand side now, we're getting 2 orbs for every level up. We're almost at 20, which is good. You get a lot further this boss fight. Okay, so... those pop-up boxes there were just saying, hey, all the equipment that you've got have been put in the item box. We're now going to go on to the game's second character, and this is a character that this game actually does really well. It's the series' first ever playable venture for good old Majima Goro. In this part, try going for headshots. It's a little hard because obviously, you know, zombies getting knocked down by the blast from the shotgun. It's not great. The reason why I say go for headshots is that some of these go down. I got 2 kills out of that. Is that obviously some of them will get knocked down to the ground like that and not be dead. You shouldn't be dead. Yep. And you're not dead. Should be everyone. Oh, wait. Also, Majima has a sick fight theme. So, this is going to be Majima's first chapter. You can see we don't start with that much ammo. Majima realizes he's in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, and he's loving it. He really is. Majima in this game is the unhinged Majima you have all come to know and love. Because, of course, him in a zombie situation is, you know, peak Majima. So, there's going to be a set rare enemy spawn coming up here that I'm going to try and kill before it despawns. Nice, in the hopes that he drops. That. Beautiful. So that's another 50,000 yen. One more shot if anyone's in my way, which they shouldn't be at this point. So we're going to go upstairs to see if any of our boys are still alive. Which, as you'll see when we go inside. Fresh ammo cache, which we're going to be using. There is one alive. So, obviously Majima is very, very much enjoying this. We're now going to head outside. So, obviously grab the ammo. We're going to be grabbing as much shotgun ammo as we can get. One healing item just in case. You don't actually need that many healing items with Majima. So, we're going to head down to the elevators to get down to the bottom floor as quickly as we can. And we're going to get introduced to the game's next special infected. Zombie is usually a pain. Majima's shotgun's great at clearing out enemies, and this is the Fatty. Yeah, it's not a boomer. If you kill the Fatty, it excretes a certain pheromone. One of these zombies is alive beneath me. That's really bad. Yeah, it's you. His hitbox is blocking the entire way. This can happen sometimes. It's unfortunate. So basically, when you kill a Fatty, it excretes some pheromones that makes all the zombies around you hyper-aggressive. Which in some cases is actually not too bad. So again, as we're running through here, we will be taking care of enemies. The blast on the shotgun, as you can see, is actually really, really nice. There's a meathead in here. We don't have to worry about it too much. It's in a good position, which it's not. But I'm just going to dodge past it anyway. And yeah, the furniture can get in your way, which is a pain. There's a little bit of speed tech coming up here, but it's completely random if we get it or not. There's a crybaby here. If we can take care of the crybaby before she summons backup, then we don't get any backup. Unfortunately. This fire is good. One's alive. Good. So yeah, anytime that I'm shooting zombies from the hip, I will always be keeping an eye on the kill counter on the right. If it doesn't raise up, that means the zombie's gone to the ground and hasn't actually died. That happens more often with Majima than it does with Akiyama. And here we have obviously the lobby of the Millennium Tower infested with zombies. There's 2 fatties in here. It's not the worst thing in the world if you accidentally explode them. It will drop the FPS a little bit, so try not to. One of them is alive. Actually, 2 now. Yep. we got the rest of the zombies, we should get up in time, hopefully. It's you, isn't it? Oh, it's not. Good. Okay. And with that, we are done with this part. Now, and coming up is probably what I would say is the hardest part of the game on the harder difficulties, because for this bit with Majima, you don't have that much time to be able to obviously get experience. You don't have that much time to be able to get item slots. I hope that's 20. It's not yet. Ugh. Okay, good. Just before this. This is good. So, we've got another boss coming up here. We're going to get the next upgrade that I alluded to earlier. This is going to be rapid reload. You'll never guess what it does. But thankfully, with that, we can hopefully do well against this next boss coming up. The next boss coming up is a big pain in the ass. And it also destroys the FPS as well, as you'll see. We're going to be doing this boss in a certain way to hopefully salvage as many frames as we can. No, it doesn't always work like that. So, grab as much ammo as you can get. If I told you that all of this ammo isn't enough for Majima, would you believe me? We need a lot. So, a bunch of civilians are in this minibus. The minibus is about to get yeeted by this lovely fella. You'll see in like 20 seconds or so. 30. Our next boss. Where is his weak spot? This is the Honoraki prototype. His weak spot is actually his chest and not his head. But the trouble is, you can't see it. It is covered by these rocks. We want to aim for his chest, but I want to bait out an attack first. So we're now going to go into this tank, reload as fast as possible, shoot him so that his chest piece falls off, and then shoot him again. Hopefully, this put him... It didn't put him on the ground, that sucks. If it puts him on the ground, you can then start firing on his weak spot with no problems. This is why you want to be careful not to break his armor, because as you can see, your FPS literally drops to 1. When he does this one, it's nice because you just have to backstep. Okay, when you get into a certain HP threshold, he actually sheds the rest of the armor, which also stops the FPS from dropping. I might try shooting the tank again, because this next part is slow, because I've done this a little too early. I wanted his HP to be a bit lower for this. You can stop him doing that attack if you hit his weak spot. Staggers him. That's too bad. He's going to pick this car up, which is a problem. You can shoot this car as a heat attack. We'll probably do that in a second. But you can also shoot through this car at a certain angle, which allows you to hit its weak spot. In fact, you can shoot through it. Ah, didn't give me enough time. Unfortunately, he's going to go for the other car, which he does by pushing through you. So, unfortunately, I was in a bad position now. If you're fast enough, you can basically take him out before he throws this car. He has too much HP remaining. Just too much. Just too much. I might be in a spot of bother here, you know. There's not a good HP threshold. That's one of the more dangerous fights in this game. As I said, I didn't actually get the rapid reload either. That wouldn't help. That's actually one of the more dangerous fights in this game, as I said, especially on the harder difficulties, because pretty much one hit from him kills you. Like, he's not a hard boss when you know how to manipulate him like that to do certain attacks, but yeah, if he hits you, it's game over. It's really, really nasty. So, I'm going to be getting my upgrade in a second here. Do I need it yet? Could wait. I'll still get it. So, we're going to go into Majima, we're going to go to the very bottom of basic combat, and rapid reload. Good. I'm actually going to take my healing item just in case, because I can grab a fresh healing item coming up here, as well as more ammo, because guess what? This still isn't enough. Excuse me. There are mortars placed around for some reason. Don't ask. No, I don't know why either. They're not that good. I shouldn't need the healing item at this point, but as a just in case, because marathon, I'm just going to take it. Once again, your shotgun is great at clearing the way. And it's time for another brand new special infected. This one is actually original. This is the aggro. If you get too close to the aggro, guess what? It aggroes onto you. And it will chase you all the way across the map. The nice thing is that usually you won't aggro them. There are going to be some we have to kill later, and there are going to be some that I have to try and avoid later. So at this point, we're trying to find a way out of the quarantine zone, or out of the infected zone into the quarantine zone, shoot a little bit here to get rid of some zombies. Guess they spawn there as well. And you can see there's a little bit of a hole beneath the gate here, which Magma's going to use to get out. Zombies could easily crawl through this. You'll see crawling zombies later. And with that, that's the end of Magma's first chapter. Sad, indeed. So once we hit 5, we're going to be getting our last level up for the run. You don't actually need that many level ups in this run, hilariously enough. You really don't need that many at all. If we were playing on New Game Plus, this is the point where we would be getting the satellite laser on Majima, but unfortunately we're not. So we're gonna have to carry on as per normal. Once it loads again. So Majima's objective here is to get to a place called Kamurocho Hills, which he helped build. That's where the Tojo's 5th chairman, Daigo, is supposed to be. That's why we're going to be going up to the top right part of the map coming up next. But we do have to run over there. So the only problem with Kamurocho in this game and the infected zone is the taxi list. Because you can see now that that area below us on the minimap was an area we could explore with Akiyama. But we can't with Majima because, again, as I said earlier, the map is ever-evolving. The trouble is, they don't move the taxis to be able to go about that. So, usually there's a taxi at the top right part of the map, but because, as you can see, it's already in the infected zone, there's no good taxi spot. We could taxi down to the bottom part of Nakamichi, but it's not closer. It's not closer when we have to cut through here. I'm wondering why I'm not cutting through this area to the left where that gentleman is standing. That is an area called Little Asia. The only people that can enter Little Asia are characters that can speak Chinese. It's something that was introduced in Yakuza 4. It's only in Yakuza 4 and Yakuza Dead Souls, thank God for that. We don't speak Chinese with Majima. And ironically enough, none of our playable characters in this game speak Chinese. You'll see. You'll see. The magical solution is, once again, zombies. Now, unfortunately, we're going to be getting a brand new normal zombie in this part, and it's one of the worst normal infected zombies you'll ever see. These are the Molotov zombies. You'll never guess why they're called Molotov zombies. Very, very good naming methods. The Molotov zombies lob Molotovs, and if you remember the fire back in Akiyama's first chapter, yeah. There's certain parts where you can be stun-locked forever by Molotov zombies. It is not a pleasant experience. So, head for Kamurocho Hills, which thankfully is just up ahead. So I'm going to hold most of my ammo until I get to this corner, turn left, and hopefully hit that guy on the left, which I didn't. It's our first Molotov zombie. Once you're past them, their aim is usually pretty bad. There should be a rare zombie guaranteed to spawn here. Shoot him. That's a healing item, so I'm not too upset about not grabbing that. It is a good healing item, but I don't need any healing items outside of a toughness Z. If it was one of the anime figures, I would have picked that up. Absolutely would have picked that up. That's one of those. Those rare zombies can either give you a healing item, a material for your guns, or one of the anime figures. So we're going to enter Kamurocho Hills. To do that, we need to take care of all the zombies. Once again, try and take care of the special infected first. Didn't want to blow them up, but it's not too bad, I suppose. Keep the jockey over there. The jockey is the worst part of this. So I'm going to start shooting them over here. If they fall to the ground, it's fine, because I'll be coming back in a second and getting them up. If you shoot the fatties here and they throw them on the ground, they also get up a little faster to try and attack you, so it's not too bad.
Who's alive? You. Cool. So, fun fact, Yakuza Dead Souls is the only Yakuza game where you can actually explore Kamurocho Hills. This game of all games. There's nothing here. And a lot of us wish you could actually, like, explore this place. This place turns back up as a set piece in Yakuza 5, but as far as actually being able to explore this place goes, only Dead Souls will allow you to do that. What a game. What an amazing video game. We've had, like, 9 mainline Yakuza games at this point, and this is the only one you can go and explore Kamurocho Hills in. So get rid of that Molotov zombie. I can clear in time. Wanted to try and get one more scrap iron just in case, but that's fine. I'll have other opportunities later on. So level 20, that gives me my 5 ability orbs. I already had them. Good. So the upgrade that I'm about to get in here is better tracking, or longer tracking even, for the headlock on. It's going to cause problems with 1 or 2 bosses, but for the rest of the game, in terms of like zombies and stuff, it's actually going to help out a heck of a lot. For the rest of the upgrades that we get in the run, it will all be inventory space. Now we have to go to this bit on the left here, but there is a knee-high table in the way, and as we know, video game characters can't bypass knee-high tables. Everything is nice and quiet for a bit. Don't have to worry about anything. It's kind of nice. And when we go in here, we get into an argument with Azumi here, and all of a sudden... Hey, Daigo. Just popping in, as the 5th chairman usually does. 6th chairman, sorry. Kind of forgetting a certain Terrada. Oops. Never mind. Good old Daigo. Daigo just randomly appears at the best of times and at the worst of times. Daigo does what Daigo wants. Daigo usually goes missing in every single Yakuza game, and... Yeah. He's just been holed up in Kamurocho Hills the entire time. He's also going to go disappear for the rest of the game once we're done with this part as well. So... We'll say we'll crash for the night, and then unfortunately the zombies break in because some idiot Tojo clan members decide to ram the front door with a truck to save Daigo. But even worse than that, the zombies are all riled up. Why? Well, we like to call this chapter Baby Rage. Try and guess why. The baby crying is making all the zombies go absolutely ballistic. We're going to put Daigo onto attack, because we don't care about Daigo. Then we're going to be going over to the bathroom. We're going to go and save the kid. Sometimes someone will knock that mannequin into you. It's kind of hilarious if it didn't lose you like 5 seconds. Someone tried it again. So when we get here, we have to kill every zombie that's here, and the ones that spawn in. Now, unfortunately, around here, there you are. There you are. There's our jockey. Get over there. I'm going to try and go down here, because if I can get down here, I can be in front of everybody. Daigo needs to heat attack. I do not. So, as you can see, having Daigo on attack also helps clear out the zombies. That was actually really quick. Thanks, Daigo. So, thanks to that, we make the baby stop crying. Good. So, we're now going to have to deal with the zombies and fix the barricade of the front door. This is going to be our first very bland section. Yes, I said this is the first bland section. So, we have to take care of all the zombies. Again, the jockey here is priority 1. He'll be dead. Shove Daigo on attack again. You have to make sure you take care of every zombie. Try and do headshots because that guarantees the kill in most situations. I could use that gas cylinder if I wanted to, but
dead. There's a spawn to our left here, so we have to be a little careful. They're actually spawning in a very good set in front of us here. Thanks, Jockey. Appreciate it. Oh, nice. See, there we got its special equipment rather than a scrap iron. I guess I can carry the kills. Very good. I'm going to grab, again, some shotgun ammo while I'm here. Yes, I'll put that into the hideout as well. Thank you. Do you believe me if I say this might also not be enough shotgun rounds? Here's our aggro. I really do not want this to get close to me. I'm not sure if that one's dead or not. Thanks, Daigo. Okay, good. And because we're right at the edge of the door as well, because we took out all the other enemies, we can just carry on the next bit. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. So I'm gonna get my first few inventory slots for this bit for more shotgun rounds. Maybe, because it depends how many I use here. Okay, so it's time to fix the barricade. This bit is deeply flawed, especially on the harder difficulty settings, for reasons that I'll explain right here. So, I want you to watch the bottom right-hand side of the screen, where you'll see the barricade's HP. So we're going to take care of these zombies on the pathway up. Take care of a couple of zombies around here. Okay, so I want you to notice that there's no zombies on the barricade. There's this one, which has gone down. There's one over here. There's no zombies on the barricade. But have you noticed the problem yet? If you've been watching the HP bar of the barricade, you'll realize that the HP bar of the barricade is continually going down. There's no one attacking it, and even more hilariously than that, we can shoot it. Which, guess what? Don't do that. That ends up in a game over. For some reason, unbeknownst to anybody, the barricade's HP continually goes down. On harder difficulty settings, if one zombie attacks it, that's it, it's over. It's not me splashbacking with my shotgun shot, it just went down there when I wasn't even firing. You can get materials here in this bit for certain zombie kills, but again, doesn't matter. We just want to make sure no zombies get to the barricade. You might be thinking, does it go faster if we kill the barricade's HP before it gets to 0? No. No, it's a game over. Which is a shame, because that's the first thing I tried. So that was like I think it was like a 2-minute, minute and a half waiting section. Don't worry, there's more of those later on, and they're longer. It's a good video game. Remember at the end of Akiyama's part, there was that one boss? Yeah, it's back. Sorry for spoiling the surprise, but I literally can't wait for this loading screen to be over. Oh, even worse than that, Akiyama. Majima gets bit by a zombie. Majima's infected. Try to break it for you. Dodge. He definitely not liquor. Now here's the thing. This guy has, shall we say, improvements. He goes invisible. Oh no, where is the zombie? I can't tell where the zombie is. Would anybody else like to tell me where the zombie is? Because I sure can't tell. The best camouflage you've ever seen. Daigo is off to the side, fighting one himself. It doesn't matter, his HP is fine. Sometimes you can get lucky and actually hit the weak spot here, which makes us go a lot faster. Most of the time, you won't, though. Just keep shooting it. That's all you can do. There's no way to make this go faster, unfortunately. That hit me? Really? That was right on the edge, I thought. Now, the only thing that the invisibility does is make it so that your auto-aim doesn't actually lock onto it, so you can't just push R1 to aim at it. That's why I'm still going down my sights to shoot it. Cool. Cool. So, with this, we get saved by a man in the sewers. Not the actual sewers, don't worry, this is a unique sewer bit. This is the bit connecting Kamurocho Hills to Purgatory. This used to be the entrance to Purgatory itself, so it makes sense that there is another way to Purgatory from here. So, Purgatory is a place for adult entertainment. It is for The Lawless. You'll see. There's a casino there. As I said, we do not have enough ammo. More ammo. No, that'll do. For this bit, back me up. Pray that Daigo doesn't aggro this aggro. It's in the way. I had to aggro the aggro. It's gonna be a problem. So as I said, the aggro is going to follow us the entire time. And I mean the entire time. Molotov zombie for good measure. Oh, heck you, my dude. Be very careful. You do not want to aggro any of these aggros because we've got enough on our plates to deal with when we get to the end of here. Did I really just do that? Yes, I did. Idiot. Alright, so we have to clear out all the enemies around the end barricade here. Yes, there's an aggro. There's more than just this aggro, unfortunately. So we're going to be heading down here and hoping to get the attack. So instead, I'll try and blow up the bow. Bit late now. There's the rest of the special infected. Thankfully, the homeless man managed to get grabbed by the jockey. Here come our aggros. Daigo can now go on to attack. Very worried about that aggro. 500 kills in a row, no armor. So 500 kills already, and we're not even halfway through the run just yet. Like, if you could start shooting... Daigo. 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 Thanks, Daigo. Your partner characters aren't great even on attack. If they're too close to the zombies, for some reason they won't shoot the zombies. Don't ask. Are you alive? No, good. So you don't have to go back and kill the enemies that were following us at the back. There's only the ones here. There's kind of like a little separated section. It's a bit invisible. The zombies that were there earlier are still there, and they do kind of shuffle towards you, but thankfully, you don't have to deal with them. This is why I said you don't have enough ammo. So, we are now on to, or almost on to, Majima's final chapter, which thankfully is very, very short. Most characters' final chapters are very, very short. Most. Huh. So, this is Purgatory, as we said. It's a place of pleasure. There's, you know, you can see what's going on. There's a casino here. There's a Colosseum here. Not in this game, but this is where the Colosseum usually is. We're going to run past this soldier here in a second on the right-hand side, who is supposedly selling zombie serum, so you don't get infected if you take it. Daigo says it's a scam. It turns into a sub-story. It is, of course, a scam. But with Majima having been bitten by a zombie, he is getting worried. So, we're going to head over here, and it's time for Yakuza Dead Souls plot dump exposition moment. So, we meet up with the Florist. The Florist is a man who doesn't know how to wear a shirt. He has an underground network that has cameras all around Kamurocho, thanks to the help of the homeless. With those cameras, he has found two interesting individuals in Kamurocho. One of them is Ryuji Goda. He's going to be the guy on the left here. Wait for it. He is the villain from Yakuza 2. Supposedly dead, but clearly not quite dead. We don't know why he's in Kamurocho, and we don't know why he's in Kamurocho selling takoyaki of all things, but he is. So, there was another man with him as well, one that we don't recognize, but is a current lieutenant of the Omi Alliance. We'll be getting into him in a little bit. Now, Daigo has put the reins on Majima. Nobody is to do anything until Daigo said so. So, Majima is just going to go and chill up in Purgatory, and he's going to run into a bad influence. You've already seen this bad influence. It is, of course, Akiyama. This is where our player characters start to converge. Akiyama's like, why don't we go play a game of baseball? Because the guy that we're looking for definitely wasn't just sighted at the batting arena. To which Majima says, damn fucking right I'm going to the baseball center. So, we're going to be heading to the batting center right now. This is where the only thing we have to do in this chapter is a boss fight. This is an interesting boss fight where you can kind of go fast and you can also have an absolutely horrid boss fight. This one is awful.
Its weak spot is the most visible weak spot out of every single boss in this game, but at the same time, it's also one of the hardest to hit. It's also very, very strong and very, very tanky, as you'll see. All I will say is that if you don't like spider-like creatures, you might want to look away. It's not quite a spider, but it wants to be. So you'll also see on the mini-map, something that I haven't mentioned yet, you'll see on the mini-map at the bottom left, as we load in, eventually, there will be a question mark icon. Said question mark icon is actually a sub-story. Yakuza Dead Souls was the very first Yakuza game that gave you sub-story markers. There you go. Praise Yakuza Dead Souls. It's a good video game. It's that one right there in front of us. They're not very large, but they are there. So praise Dead Souls. And this is why I said we wanted to get a bit extra ammo, because we're not getting any ammo before this next boss fight. So here's good old Akiyama. Good. And it's time to go into the batting center. And we're going to get to our next boss. Oh boy. So, this is the Tsuchiguma. It's kind of like a cockroach, but yeah. You're gonna see one of the best QTs in the entire Yakuza series in this place. Set Akiyama to attack, and go ham. That bit in the middle there is the weak spot. You're seeing that I'm sometimes hitting it and sometimes not. It is very exposed. Get away from him when he does this. You can heat attack that if you have enough heat. Like that. He's either going to spin or attack me, so I'm just going to move. That's not good. He's going to start doing two of those later. Honestly, I'd rather he spin. Yeah, I'd rather he spin. If he spins, I have time to avoid it. See? More than enough time. Again, this is one of the bosses where Headshot Tracker is actually working against you. Headshot Tracker is basically making it so that I aim for his head rather than his weak spot. Backstepping also works. That's turned me around. That's not good. Okay. So, second phase of the fight. You can see I've only got half heat. The game really doesn't like giving you the heat. If you can hit it in its weak spot, it will stop him from rolling. And you should be able to get 3 attacks on its weak spot. A little finicky because of the legs. Now he's going to attack twice. That's the phase where you want to get as much damage as you can. Double attack. This is why I have one healing item just in case. So I can kind of just, you know, tank some hits. Also, the game lags so much that it queues up inputs. I forgot he had that move, if I'm being honest. Yes, good. Go after Akiyama. Shots fired, ladies and gentlemen. Shots fired. Just in case I'm going to take that healing item. That's there. Just in case. I shouldn't need it, but yeah. For a marathon, we're going to make sure we stay safe. Oh, excuse you. As you can see, if you can dodge that and get to its spot. That's what happens to you if it lands on you. Here comes the best QTE you'll ever see in your life. We are in the batting center after all. This is how grenades work. Ladies and gentlemen, Yakuza Dead Souls. This is a video game. This is a very good video game. So, that's the end of Majima's part. What a part. What a QTE. Now comes the worst chapter in the entire video game. Oh, this next part sucks. Oh, this next part is horrible. So,
with this, Akiyama and Maji are about to get overrun by zombies, and they get saved by a certain individual. That individual's name is Ryuji Goda. Yes. The old Ryuji Goda who's supposed to be dead. This time, he's turned back up, sporting a brand new look, and more importantly, a robot arm. That's a very important plot point. He has a robot arm. You'll see it eventually. I don't know why it takes so long to load when it's loading in the exact same place that we just had a fight in, but you know. Eventually. Give it a second. By a second, I mean a minute. There's like a solid minute of loading here. No joke. No joke. So. I'm sent to storage, and then say hello to Ryuji Goda. Give me 2 seconds here. Putting the fan on because it's getting a bit hot today. Alright, so. Ryuji here. Let me check my splits real quick. Oh, it's PB. Interesting. Okay. So, Ryuji here. Not only does he have a robot arm, but said robot arm is very special because it can do this. Wait for it. Say that a lot. Wait for it. Ryuji's arm turns into a minigun. The benefits of having a robot arm, I suppose. This character is actually pretty fun. It's a shame that his chapter absolutely sucks. The most amount of time you'll be playing Ryuji in this is in this first chapter, and it is awful. We need ammo. Trust me, we're going to be going through about 4,000 rounds of ammo in this part. It's ridiculous. And unfortunately, we're not going to get an ammo drop between chapters 1 and 4. Which is kind of bad. It's kind of really bad. So we need to stock up on ammo now. Ryuji looking as ever angry as he does. It's really weird. His PS3 model is really weird. They seem to give him like massive weird eyebrows, even though Ryuji doesn't have those kind of facial features. We don't talk about PS3 Ryuji. We really don't. Either way, we're going to head outside, and we're going to find a note from Hasegawa. You know the drill. And we're going to get into the start of Ryuji's first and longest part. This bit is awful. Wash the hand. Wish I had a robot hand like that, not going to lie. You'd turn it into a whisker. It'd make cooking real easy. So, again, we're going to try and take care of as many zombies as we can. Keep an eye on the kill counter. If one doesn't go down, or one goes down and doesn't get a kill, one's alive. Ah, one's not alive. Good. Let's reload. I saw there was 16 there. Unless my counter dropped. So this guy's getting harassed by zombies. We're going to go help him out. He's a random NPC. Who's alive? You are. And you. Okay. So, this guy's going to point out these batting machines that are littered around the streets now. You can use them as, like, turrets and stuff. We're not going to use it because our objective is in the other direction. So, as I said, we are going to need a lot of ammo. So we're going to start by grabbing some of the ammo at the end of the street here. West Shichifuku Street. Somebody's going to spawn in around us. We don't need to shoot them. We might need to shoot these ones in front of me, though. Okay, grab this. All the Gatling gun you can handle, and a Stamina XX. That one is important. It must be a Stamina XX. Very, very important. We're going to want to keep all 3 of our healing items that we currently have. So in this small building, we're going to be trying to kill some zombies. There is an aggro in the way, which is a pain. We did pass by a chainsaw, yes. Don't bother with it. It's terrible. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You stay over there. Thank you. Do not want to get hit by those aggros. There is another aggro up ahead, thankfully. It's a jockey, so you can just ignore it. This room has a couple of zombies that are actually stronger than your average zombies. They are the police zombies that you'll see in here, like this one. Try and headshot them. He's not dead, despite getting 2 headshots. Also another one at the back there. If you knock them down, they should get up in time while you're still clearing out the rest of the zombies. Might still be alive here. You can see a bunch of arrows on the left-hand side of the screen. Those are the ones in the corridor, weirdly enough. See how that security guard zombie just took forever to go down? Yeah. Anytime you see any police or military zombies, those are the ones to look out for. They will not go down straight away. So, Ryuji is going around because he's looking for certain Yakuza officers. This one has a map, and on the map, every single office has been marked out except for one. Ryuji is going after the people that have started the zombie infestation. Before this, Ryuji was just here selling takoyaki. That's it. No ulterior motive, no, anger towards Kiryu for the events of Yakuza 2. He just wants to sell takoyaki with his pomps, man. He lost his arm in that situation, he just wants to sell some octopus balls. Don't we all? Unfortunately, somebody from the Omi Alliance came to him and had been pestering him to take over Kamurocho with zombies. I don't know how that works. So, we got some SDF soldiers here. We're going to be helping them out. Again, keeping an eye on our kill counter as we take down certain zombies here. A lot of you alive, huh? Now, in this bit, the actual SDF soldiers can also get the kills, which don't count towards your kill count, so that makes things a little harder to track in terms of which ones are alive or not. And then we come to a really bad bit. A really, really terrible bit. We have to clear out all the zombies here in Theatre Square, and they're going to be respawning for about a minute or two. So, I hate this bit. We're going to be sticking here for a tiny bit. Shooting some zombies. Watch out for these ones in the corner. He'll die to the SDF soldiers. That's it. Whew, my dinner hit me harder than I expected. Alright, so you can see there's a couple of special infected around. There's a bit of ammo over there, which we'll grab in a second. So I don't get grabbed by these zombies. Excuse me. But you'll see over here, there's a good old bulldozer. You can get in the bulldozer, and it's really, really good at taking out, would you believe, the special infected. So we're going to go after certain special infected ahead of others. We obviously want those crybabies to stop them spawning zombies. Nice. So we'll be using this just to take care of as many zombies as we can, because obviously it's really fast to do so. You can see in the theatre there that zombies can actually spawn in there, which is not a good thing. Hi. He takes 2 hits. Really want this guy dead. I'm actually going to take care of everybody else with my minigun. It's a little early, but it should be fine. Again, I'm just going to come back here and check there's no remaining zombies, because there can be, and that can cause you to miss the ending of this. Feel good? Yep. So now we just take care of all the rest of the zombies. One's alive on the floor there. Take care of the ones that spawned in here. Nice. Okay, that was actually not too bad. That was actually pretty good. Let me carry on. So, the STF soldiers are going to go on their way. We're going to go on our way. This ammo truck obviously contains ammo. Would you believe it? Before I use it, I'm going to enhance my abilities. I'm going to go into my basics. I'm going to get more inventory slots. As many as I can physically acquire. So once again, we need a lot of slots. We need a lot of ammo. So, Gatling gun ammo. As much as we can carry, and would you believe, there still isn't enough. And it's time to find the tank that Majima got in earlier. We don't care about any more level ups at this point, unfortunately.
Chapter's not done, by the way. We're almost halfway through it. Almost. There's a very weird puzzle in this chapter that isn't logically possible. You'll see. I like calling this the Shenmue puzzle. You'll see why. So, once we come out of the loading screen, we are going to be looking at said tank, and we're going to use said tank to try and blow a way into the wall. Now, unfortunately, the tank has no ammo, even though we left it with 3 shells left for management. Even if you don't touch the tank at all, you don't have any ammo. So we have to go and get ammo for the tank. This is going to take us about 15 minutes. Probably not that long, but actually, no, maybe about that long. So, we're going to go through here, and we're going to get another brand new infected. These are the Diptera. These are spitters, but these spitters can fly. Again, if you can, aim for the head. You can see they go down way faster if you do. And we're going to be moving on. We're going to try and not use too much ammo, but there are going to be, as you can see, zombies spawn in the way, so just shoot to get past them. Make note of these containers. These containers are the impossible puzzle. So, as we go down here, are you ready for another brand new infected? This is the Hermit. Live their life indoors so often that they've encased themselves in rock. That might hit me. Too bad. That do enough to his armor? No. What's his HP though? So unfortunately, the Hermits can spin. They also drop the FPS, would you believe? Yeah. So as we go down here, we're going to get interrupted by Ibuki. Ibuki of the Honest Living Association. These guys were introduced all the way back in Yakuza 3, 2 games before this one. This is canonically set before, after Yakuza 4 and before Yakuza 5. Now, Ibuki runs the HLA, which is a place that tries to get ex-Yakuza back on their feet as civilians. We're going to have to rescue a couple of civilians. They're going to run down here. We want to take care of all the zombies in this part. Nice, that was good. That was very good. Usually one of the ones earlier on survives. So we have to take them back to the Honest Living Association. Now, in regards to NPCs, they have to be close enough to the door to be able to get in the HLA. This is going to be problematic. Thankfully, these two you can just go straight ahead with. You don't have to wait for them. Everybody else you do. This was a themed restaurant. That's why the place looks, you know, kind of like a dungeon, but promise you it's not. So, before we go back out, we're going to grab ourselves way more ammo, not the rifle ammo. That stays. You know what? Yeah, I want some more. This is going to be one of our... It's not going to be our final one, but it's going to be one of our final opportunities to get more ammo before the next couple of chapters. And as I said before, we need a lot of ammo. We need way more than we've currently got. We are going to burn through literally all of it. And that's a problem. That is a massive, massive problem. So we have to save 3 different sets of civilians. We're going to go for one of the furthest ones away. There is 2 bits of ammo down there. It's a little far out of the way, so I'm not going to go grab it. But it does respawn every single time, as you can see with this one, that you come through the area. So we're going to head to the left here. And find ourselves our first group of civilians. Definitely civilians and not Yakuza cop. So if you run fast enough, they should hopefully follow you. They are not, which is a problem. I'm going to try and clear out a little bit of the way here so they don't get stuck in a second. The big problem that you have in this part is the NPCs stopping and getting stuck. Like they currently are. I'm just going to pray they're coming. One is.
So it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over to this vending machine. It's going to cause them to keep running after they hit this lamppost. Now, unfortunately, his friend is away from us, so I'm going to have to be a bit closer. Once they get past that first lamppost, that counts them as in the area. Between the two lampposts is where you basically want all your NPCs to stand. Now, I used to leave this group till last, but there is an ammo package next to the last group. So I'm going to do this group now. Thankfully, they should hopefully start following us if we can just run. Watch my mini-map. Very nice. Very, very nice. They didn't get caught. Okay, so. Now we're going to go after the group that's the furthest away from us. If you're wondering why we're doing this, you'll see why in about 5 minutes' time. Excuse me. Next. Once again, as we're going through, just remember the layout of these boxes, these containers. Don't worry about using ammo here. We're going to be grabbing some fresh ammo very soon. $750 kills, not bad. Don't know if you're keeping... I don't know if you made predictions earlier. If you did, you can see, as I said, a lot of kills. So, there we go. You know what? I am, actually. I'm going to get rid of the Toughness C, and I'm also going to get rid of the Elastic Alloy. Good. Do you believe me if I said there still isn't enough ammo? But it should be enough to get us to the point where we get more ammo. So the SDF soldiers we saved earlier are here helping out civilians. If we can run quick enough at the start here. That's why I didn't want to hold R1. Hopefully they all follow us. Turn around here and shoot, because the enemies do spawn in and the SDF soldiers do get caught on them. Nice. Good. Yeah, you can see why I'm holding the camera down now. When I lift it up and the FPS drops by like 10. So, a couple of zombies going to spawn in here, including a jockey. Once again, if you can get him in the head, that's even better. That's ain't good. Rare zombie on the left-hand side. Don't bother with me, he's too far away. Got behind good. We have to pass all the NPCs through here, so trying to take care of these enemies is actually beneficial. A whole bunch of zombies jump in, so I'm going to go here and then shoot. The SDF soldiers might get caught, the civilians shouldn't. One of them's still shooting, which is a pain. Don't like that. Okay, he got stuck on something. He got stuck on the sign that was there. Unfortunately, they're also going to stop moving, which is a pain in the backside. Come on. That one guard went too far. Okay, good. I managed to bring him back. If ever they go too far than a lamppost, what you want to do, come back in front of the HLA and then do a circle around it. All the NPCs should then gravitate inwards, and then you should be able to, obviously, get them inside. So, because we saved all the civilians, Ibuki here gives us a key to a forklift. You're beginning to understand why I call this the Shenmue section. So, should be less than 2 hours away from the end of the game now, hopefully. Hopefully we're near the halfway point to the end. There's a lot still left. Lots of shots left to be fired, unfortunately. So, those two boxes will respawn, and then one ahead of us will as well. Again, remember these containers because they are part of the impossible puzzle. So, what we need to do is we need to create enough space to get the forklift down and the box for the tank missile. But here's the thing. It's not physically possible to do that. The game doesn't exactly make that clear, so we need to just get through, basically. What we're going to do is going to drive up to one of the containers. This is the quickest way to do this. Immediately spin left and put it down on top of this one. The game is automatically sliding me over, which is nice. This one's a bit more of a pain. Try and be in the middle for it so that you don't have to back up twice. It's not too bad. That'll do. And even though you can't see it, you want to put this one right here. Now, again, take a look at the way the containers are there. Remember that. Let's go get our tank around. Now, in the top left, you can see the fuel. That's basically how much fuel you have. It's a time limit. Underneath the forklift is a small green bar. That's your HP. It goes down with every obstacle and zombie hit. The problem with this is on the harder difficulties, you cannot sit in the forklift and ram zombies. Your forklift will die almost instantly. This section is a massive pain on the harder difficulties. So, we're going to reverse, spin when we hear the music, and you'll see coming up here, take a look at the containers themselves. I'm stuck on something and I don't know what. They have magically moved the ones on the left out of the way. They're just gone. Out of existence. The impossible puzzle where the solution was nothing that you could do. Very, very good. Good game design. With that, we take the missile back to the tank. Lovely. We get in the tank. Spam X to reload. Aim towards the barricade. And fire. And do it again. So Ryuji's great idea is to basically blow a hole in the wall that's keeping the zombies out from the rest of Kamurocho and to just waltz on out. Why? Why? And so with that, Ryuji just walks out, and they fix the hole with sandbags. Not sure you're fixing that hole with sandbags, but it does stay literally up for the entire game, so sure. Great. Great, I guess. I'd say for the entire game. It's not going to be infected, but they're going to have soldiers covering the doors. Anyway, that's the first chapter for Ryuji. That takes literally like 30 minutes. It is almost as long as the finale. Hey, I'd say the finale is probably quicker at this point. Thankfully, it's over. So. This is interesting. So. The rest of Ryuji's chapters are a lot quicker. This one is decently length as well, but it's only about 15 minutes long at most. Probably about 10 minutes. So, we're now out of the quarantine zone, out of the infected zone into the quarantine zone. We're going to go over to that Yakuza office on the map that Ryuji found that wasn't crossed off yet. He believes that this is obviously an Omi plot to take over Kamurocho by taking out the Tojo clan. So, it is one final Tojo office still in Kamurocho that is still up. Hasegawa tells us, this is how you get back in the infected zone. We're going to be going to the right here to dodge a sub-story that's in the middle of the street, as you can see. I don't think you have to go this far out, but I can't remember, so just in case we're going to go this far out. Don Quixote, that song gets you a DMCA, so don't stand by there too long. Good old Don Quixote, I miss you already, bud. Kamiyama's weapon van is now at the bottom of the map. There's no taxi point. So there used to be a taxi point in the top right part of the map, but there isn't anymore. And of course, on our left here is the karaoke parlor, with one of the best karaoke songs in this game in Get to the Top. Sung by, of course, Majima. So, here is our final Yakuza office. Note that this area is the quarantine zone. It's important. It's very important. When we get in here, the super fast zombie from the very beginning of the game that bit a person jumps through a window and bites everybody in here apart from Yuji, saying sweet death and then leaving. Yes, there's a zombie that can talk. Don't question it. We'll get into him later. So, Ryuji recognizes the zombie because the zombie is actually somebody called Hayashi. Hayashi is an ex-Tojo turned Omi guy. No, he's actually always been Omi. And he is the ground zero for the infection. He's the one biting everybody and turning them into zombies. This guy in purple is actually really, really strong. What is happening? This room just sucks. There's no good way of dealing with this room at all. I headshot you, my dude. Yeah. There's no good way of dealing with this room. It just sucks. The zombies like to kick furniture at you. There's nothing you can do about it. So, we get into a phone call from Nikaido. He is the second guy who was seen in the florist's footage alongside Ryuji. He says that he is over at a club called Shine with Kazuma Kiryu's girl. Oh boy, that's not good. So we're going to have to get out of... Wait for it. Wait for it. The quarantine zone. Because would you believe it? They've managed to get quarantine up already and the walls have already been put up. And there's a whole bunch of zombies. Now comes a real pain in the backside moment. So there is, in this bit, a Diptera and a Hermit. Here's how you deal with them. Go down this small little alleyway because the Hermit can't fit and he blocks the way from everybody else. Use the video game's limitations against it. Hey now. You're not actually dead. That's interesting. Hey. Huh? Once they're dead, you can get past this invisible barrier and we can get into the Champion District, which has seen better days. This area sucks. Barricades and Molotov zombies. I'm going to be intentionally raising my camera here in the attempts of taking care of that Molotov zombie on the left. Try not to use up too much ammo. Molotov zombies. The reason being is that one of the only ammo pieces you can grab in this chapter has just been passed. This is Michiru. She works as a camera at one of the local bars, and unfortunately the head of the bar is over here, which means we've got to go backwards. Thankfully the Molotov zombies stay dead, apart from this one that appears, which is great. Again, just try and roll over the fire, that's the plan. This one comes back to life somehow. And unfortunately, in our way is going to be a meathead. Excuse me. So, we save the barkeep. Michiru comes over. Don't worry about it. Localization of 3 Dead Souls and 4 back in the day wasn't that great. Wasn't that great at all. And now we can actually leave the Champion District. Like going back the way we were just going. And then had to come back. Thankfully, everybody that was here has been despawned. I don't know where they went, they just left. They just decided to go. So, thankfully, the other Molotov zombies have also gone. And we should have a nice, relatively stress-free way out down there. We're going to grab this one ammo box on the way because, again, we don't get that much ammo going forward, and that's almost 200 rounds right there. In this next bit is a bunch of zombies. Ahead of us and behind us, we're going to start by trying to block that gas cylinder on the floor. It won't take out all the inspection infected, but it will take out the normal zombies, which is what we want it to do. Unfortunate. The Diptera actually going that way is actually good for us. Goodbye, FPS. So now that I can get down this end of the street, all the zombies will be in front of me, so I don't have to worry about any spawning behind me. The Diptera's aim is insanely good. And they like just jumping about. Jeez. Sometimes it's worth just not aiming at all and just shooting. Now you can understand why I said we don't have enough ammo. So we have to kill every zombie in this area. Get a bit closer to the Diptera. Good. And because I'm next to where we need to go, we get into the cutscene automatically. Break this barricade on the right. Little Asia is a very confusing place to try and get around at the best of times, even worse when they block off half of it. So we're going to run forward here. Here's a kid. Unfortunately, the quickest option here is just to say, hang in there, kid. Good luck. He's safe up there. He's just safe up there. As you do. So we want to not go all the way down here, although that actually will sell for money, so I do actually appreciate that. Zombie's going to spawn in. Be a bit more sparing with my ammo right now. And here's Solid Snake. Solid Snake has gone through some hard times recently. But yeah, here is just a man hiding in a cardboard box. Somehow that worked. So we're going to leave, and we're going to see somebody getting munched on by some zombies. So we're going to go and help them out. Down this way, down this way. This way. Break this. And shoot zombies. I think there's only 3 here. Good. Wait, again, if your kill count hits 3, you know they're all dead. If it only hits 2, one of them's still alive. They can basically knock each other to the ground. It's a little complicated to get through here. Don't go through the barricade. Instead, go left. You get in this kitchen. There should be 6 zombies in here, I believe. Okay, one of them needs to walk through the door. I think the chef just took that last zombie out. It did! Good job, dude. Nice. Alright, so. Should only be one more encounter before we're out of here, and then we're up against one of the nastiest boss fights in this game. Unsurprisingly, go in this room, shoot a bunch of zombies in the head. Anyone alive? Yes. Beautiful. There we go. And that is thankfully it for this chapter. We've got a little bit more to walk, but no more zombies. For now. Always zombies. This way, left. 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 Right. There we go. I hate this part. Absolute passion. So, the reason why Ryuji is also coming through here, he asks this one person here if he's seen his pops. You might remember me earlier saying that Ryuji's been here selling takoyaki. An old man, is not his actual father, but he calls him Pops, taught him how to, you know, make takoyaki, serve takoyaki. We're going to go and find out where Pops is right now. And we're going to meet up with Nikaido and also Haruka. Not for long. Okay. That's the end of Ryuji's chapter 2. Now, the nice thing is that's the 2 long chapters. This one can be a little nasty, and this is the reason why we needed our ammo. This chapter consists of 1 boss fight. Now, in New Game Plus, we have a satellite laser, which makes this boss fight trivial for the most part. The first phase is going to go the same way in any percent as it does in New Game Plus, because the satellite laser isn't actually that great here in New Game Plus. Second phase, it's amazing, but we don't have that luxury, so instead we're going to employ something that the game is going to give us, which is a bunch of grenades. If we get lucky and the boss does a specific move, we will instead use our minigun, but it's going to require a very specific move. And it has multiple different moves it can do, so So this is Club Shine, or Asia even. He's going to give us a couple of grenades. Don't know why. This boss can be summed up with the words, it's symbolic. Because here comes our Pops. He's an octopus now. I told you it was an important plot point, didn't I? So, we're going to try and break one of the arms as quickly as possible so that it doesn't hit us. That's definitely going to hit us. If you didn't break one of its arms, then you don't get hit by that attack. Now, unfortunately, all those seats that are in front of us are also a problem. Good. That's going to cause the other arms to miss. You want to take care of at least 4 arms before the second phase begins. So as you can see, with one arm gone, we can just stand here. He does have another attack. Also, the benches are, I'd say, a bigger threat than the boss. No joke. This is why I said you need a bunch of ammo. That's the aimed attack. Glad you broke that. By the way, all the flopping arms and benches cause the FPS to drop. Would you believe? One more over there. Ooh, good hits. That arm back, fella. Come here. There we go. Okay, so that's the end of phase 1. Surprise, surprise, he's an octopus. He can regrow his arms. We're going to have to deal with Pops, and this time he's going to be mobile. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to equip those grenades that we just got given, because if he doesn't give us the move that we want, those grenades are very, very strong. This is also where we need the Stamina X. If you look in the top left, we do not have enough heat. You need to do a heat attack to finish this fight. You stand about here, you can dodge a specific attack. That's not the attack I wanted to see, by the way, as you could probably guess. We need to get him down to no HP. This is also not the one I wanted to see either, but it's a okay one. In fact, I'm actually going to grab this one. You can see how much damage the grenades do. This is the one I kind of wanted to see, but it's not great. You can also see that our rate of gaining heat ain't great here. What's he doing? I think his, yeah, I was going to say his arms are plugged. So I'm too close to the back wall. Pops. Video games. Did he knock the grenade back to me? Because that should have hit him. Where's the other grenades exploding? Hello? Okay, so I do not have enough heat, so what I'm going to do now is use that Stamina XX I got earlier, although this one should be fine. Then as soon as he pops out, get it? Pops. Ha ha. Successfully do the heat attack, and that's the end of the fight. That's why you take spare heat items in this, just in case. Two of those Taraners are not enough to fully fill your heat bar. That's why you take the Stamina X. That's the end of that. It's not the end of Ryuji. So now Ryuji gets sad over his Pops. He was making takoyaki with his Pops, and now he's making takoyaki out of his Pops. That was a bad joke. I don't regret it. With that, that's the end of Ryuji's third part. As I said, he gets much, much faster. We have one part left, and it's literally one fight again. Well, it was actually a pretty good fight. It was much better than my PB. Okay, so final part for Ryuji, or final chapter for Ryuji. The Ruin of Kamurocho, where the infected zone is going to grow bigger again. This is essentially one big boss rush. It's not that bad. There is 3 bosses in this, but they only have 1 HP bar each.
You might recognize these bosses. We definitely don't like reusing content in our Yakuza games. So. By the way, for those keeping track at home, because I sure am, I'm currently 6.5 minutes ahead of world record right now. We may be on world record pace. Not quite sure. It's going well. It's going very, very well. So, I'm gonna head over here. And you see all the soldiers down there. That's because there is a big infection coming out of these walls. Here is indeed. Wait for it. Wait for it. This is the unfortunate part of this fight. Wait for it. It's the two lickers and the guy that eats the FPS. So, we're going to dodge out of the way so we don't get hit by that. Cool, he threw it towards where I was going. Very fun. And yes, they go invisible as well. There's nothing you can do about the FPS here. Good luck. Now, thankfully, this fight has ammo, so you don't need to go, like, actually out of your way to physically get ammo. There's a lot of ammo in this arena, so if you do need some, it's fine. Try and take care of these first. Don't worry about the normal zombies. So if you get rid of these guys, the better the FPS is. That arm slam will go all the way over here. That's why I'm moving out of the way. To hit the big guy with the rocks. What? You know what? I'm gonna take him down and get some FPS back. He aims where you're going. Like, I don't know how that's bad. Okay. He's dead. That'll get my FPS back. I don't need that ammo. Where's the invisible one? There you are. Okay. That's the end of Ryuji Goda's part. One character left. Okay. Good. 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 So, as I said, even though we're not doing any side content, you ramp up the levels in this run. We're already at level 41, and we're not even on we're just starting the final character. As I said, you don't need to do that much side content to get a whole bunch of levels in this game. Pretty much 2 run-throughs of the game get you to max level on your character. All levels are shared across characters, so... For our final character. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. It wouldn't be a Yakuza game without Kiryu now, would it? So, here we go. We get a couple of flashbacks. Essentially, the reason why Haruka got kidnapped is because she got a letter from one of the old janitors of the Sunflower Orphanage saying that they were retiring, which was obviously incorrect, and it was a trap for the Haruka to fall into. At this point, Kiryu's mad, and this is where the game becomes Yakuza again. Told you it was a Yakuza game. See? This is the Yakuza I know and love. Now here's the problem. This bit sucks. The lock-on uses Dead Souls lock-on and not normal Yakuza lock-on, which means that you can't lock on properly. For this, Kiryu is at his most angriest he's ever been in the series at this point. He knows that these aren't humans, but he doesn't want to shoot them. He's not going to accept a gun, so he's going to do the Kazuma Kiryu thing and just punch them. It's not going to go well. It's a bit surprising. You'd think that decomposing corpses would probably go down even easier than your normal mobs to Kiryu's punches. But apparently not. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. There's a wonderful little thing with this game in the finale. We'll talk about it a bit more when we get there. This game can crash your console. It's a really good game. Amazing game. So once again, just knock zombies to the floor. That gets you out of here quicker. That double's nice if you can get it. That's great. Thanks for not going down. Appreciate it. Thank you, again. Nice. So at this point, Kiryu gets saved by an SDF soldier called Asagi. And we're going to go down into the underground parking lot, where Asagi's going to try and give Kiryu a gun, and Kiryu's like, zombies are still people, I'm not going to kill them. And we are going to go down into the underground parking lot and find somebody in a spot of bother. And you might recognize this certain somebody, if you were here from 2 hours ago, I think. Something around that point. So we're going to head down to the right. This is where we ran through with Akiyama. This is where the Gatling gun car was. It's not here anymore. They clearly sorted out the situation themselves, thank goodness for that. But we're going to go past this fire, and at the very end, we are going to find... Wait for it. Poor old Nagahama. The guy who idolizes Kiryu having been bitten by a zombie. Nagahama turns, which means we're going to have to deal with him. Now, he has a couple of HP bars. He's going to keep regenerating HP, so we're going to knock him to the ground and then get him up ASAP. With this combo. It's the quickest way to do it. When he gets up a couple of times, that's going to be the end of the section. Kiryu is going to realize that... Oh, again, Dead Souls lock on. Kiryu's going to realize that, yeah, they're zombies. He can't actually kill them. Oops. The HP back. Next knockdown should be it, I think. Cool. So unfortunately, Kiryu realizes these zombies just won't go down, so he accepts a Desert Eagle from Asagi. The same Desert Eagle that every character pretty much gets. And that is the end of Kiryu's first chapter. And this is where the any percent varies wildly. This is where all of your luck in this run comes into play, because with the scrap iron that we've got and with the anime figures that we've got to sell, we can actually get ourselves an assault rifle and we can upgrade it. This is going to cause it to hold extra bullets and also do extra damage. Two very, very important things. Because Kiryu starts off with a very basic pistol, the single shooter, and the Desert Eagle, which isn't bad. It's not bad. But by upgrading this assault rifle, it's going to become better than a weapon we're supposed to get in the third chapter for Kiryu. I'm going to use this rifle over a bloomin' sniper rifle. So Hasegawa just sees them as zombies. Kiryu obviously sees them as people and has an argument with her. She wants to do the missions, and Kiryu's just like, if I get around to it. So, into Kamiyama's truck. Speak to good old Kamiyama. We're going to, as I said, buy said 5.56. That's all the money that Kiryu usually has. This is where you want the anime figures. So every character's anime figures have been put in your box, which you will see down here. We've got 4 of them. If you're lucky, you can have a maximum of 5. We're now going to mod said assault rifle. There we go. So damage goes up. Capacity goes up as well. And with the rest of our money, we are, of course, going to buy, would you believe, all the ammo we can get our hands on. That's a lot of ammo, trust me. With this, we are now poised to be able to get on with the run. So, if you 24 shots fired before. More shots are coming. Lots more shots. So, it's time for us to go back into the infected zone. Eventually. Don't forget to equip your new weapon, by the way. That's not the slot I want in, actually. Because it gets overwritten by a different... Actually, that's the one that gets overwritten. Oops, never mind. I keep putting in the wrong slot. It's fine. Either way, we're going to be running around with that gun out. That gun is going to be an absolute wonder in saving so much time in Curious Section. Again, to the point where we're going to skip a boss strategy in New Game Plus just to use this rifle. So, Sagi's going to be with us. We're going to spawn in front of probably, I think it's 2 Molotov zombies. That's later. We have 3,000 rounds in this rifle. If I told you that it's still not enough ammo... Yakuza Dead Souls. Now, in this bit, we're going to be shooting ahead of us to try and salvage the FPS. Because the FPS drops here because of how many normal zombies there are. So we don't need any more parts from zombies, that's fine. That's too bad for zombie spawns. That's fine. This actual little area down through the Millennium Tower is only in Yakuza Dead Souls, ironically enough. It's not in any of the Yakuza game. Out here, there are Molotov zombies, so fire away. Get rid of all of them. It's fine. Nice thing about buying so much ammo as well is that we don't have to replenish our ammo for a little while, which is good. Barricade. Run past all the special infected. We don't need to bother with them. Inside here. There's a rare zombie that can spawn ahead of us here, but again, it doesn't matter at this point. We're just going in Kamurocho Hills. So, we're going here because this was the last place where Daigo was. We obviously know where Daigo is, and we know that he's not here at this point. But Kiryu doesn't know that. Now, the nice thing about Kamurocho Hills is that this time around we don't actually have to fight the enemies in front of it, we just have to get inside. So head to the second floor supermarket. It's the area all the way at the end, unsurprisingly. Thankfully we don't have to take care of the zombies here. So there is a Molotov zombie here, you just want to be careful of. You do have to go the long way around. Sure, I'll be fine. Should have been on that in the first place. She'll be fine. I think. We have 2 medkits to heal her. Should be fine. If that jockey doesn't get in the way. Zombies in here. We're gonna come across a couple of really hard to deal with zombies in a second. I said earlier again, any police or any military type zombies are really, really tanky, really, really beefy in this game. There's a bunch of them here. This is Asagi's patrol, and unfortunately they've all been infected. So we're gonna have to deal with them. There is one of them that has a Molotov. It starts kind of close to us, actually.
So all these zombies that go on the ground aren't actually dying. Same with that one. Oh, actually, it's like you got both of those. Nice, that actually helps. Also, they dodge roll. Zombies that can dodge roll. That's terrifying. I want my ammo back for this bit. Because Crybaby and the Jockey. Be very, very careful here. I don't know where they went. Try and kill the Crybaby because, yeah, she summons in more zombies. Please stop dodge rolling, please. Okay, that zombie that was on the floor as well in front of the Jockey was actually still alive, but Sagi took it out. Good. Okay, not too bad. That's the end of Kiryu's second chapter. So, even though there's a bunch of dead people, or zombies, in the supermarket, there is one person who's alive. Who you'll see in about 2 minutes of loading. As you do. I don't know what we do more in this game. Load the game or shoot our guns. I hate the PS3 save UI. I hate it with a passion. So the person who is actually still alive is shock and horror. Majima. The infected and bitten Majima. He's going to tell us that everyone has gone down to Purgatory, so we've got to make our way there now as well. If you remember that part of Majima where we had to go to the very end and take out all the zombies, guess what? We've got to do it again. So this time, we've got to get through Kamurocho Hills first. So, very important here. Set both of them up to attack. Don't have to worry about these zombies, just shoot them so that they don't actually stop you. And we get up to a very annoying bit. Whole bunch of zombies down there. Majima's going to go take them out. This is why you put Majima on attack. We can clear out the first floor from up here by using this very conveniently located sniper rifle. It's a little better than our current rifle because our current rifle takes a couple of hits to hit them and is very inaccurate at this range. But here's the problem. The sensitivity on this thing is insane, and as you can see, zombies can survive more than one headshot. And there's a meathead. You get the opportunity to shoot the meathead. Boy, this ain't going well. He's going forward, I'm sure he's fine. I cannot tell you how overly sensitive the controls are in this bit. It is actually ridiculous. Wow. Wow. That's a tanky zombie. So, we have to get rid of all the zombies in this opening here, so we're just going to make sure take care of them. Watch out for Molotov zombies. Good. No. And now we go outside. Now we have to kill all the zombies out here. They will be forever spawning for a while. This bit sucks. Sure they're on attack. Take care of the special infected first because they're the ones that cause all the FPS drops. Hermit last because he's the one that is really frustrating. That's what Hermit looks like, by the way. Runs like Naruto. Most of these soldiers still alive, by the way. Even with an upgraded rifle, they take literally forever to go down. A heat snipe actually isn't too bad for these guys. Dodge rolling zombies. You're alive. Yeah, there's not much to this part other than just shoot zombies. Like, it's not the last one either. After a while, they'll start spawning in from the bottom parts. We just want to make sure we take care of all the zombies in the other areas. You're alive. Any that go on the ground will start dying over time, which is nice. Now we just have to take care of all the ones that spawn in and we're good. Good time to turn around. There's a fresh zombie spawn. Ooh. This bit sucks. Now we get to get fresh ammo. So once again, we're going to go down to the sewers. Majima kind of hints that he is on his way out because he got infected. He is off to go spend his last moments the way he wants to spend them, which is to go to a sauna. As you do. We're going to grab some rifle ammo. There's not much in here. Get her to back me up. Do not get the aggro again. The more special infected you get in this bit, the more you have to deal with at the end. That hermit will follow us. You can do about that. Same with the jockey. She'll be fine. And once again, deal with the enemy. Now you can use the flamethrower that's on the floor. It's actually not too bad for the normal zombies. The special infected, it's pretty bad. Ow, nice. That's the jockey from earlier. This bit sucks. I've said that multiple times about Kiri's part. This bit sucks. So at this point, tell her on to attack, because she's now with us. He's immune to the explosion. Special infected are dealt with. This should be a bit better. I don't want to keep grabbing items, but I do want to get away from that part so there's zombies behind us. Bit late for that. There can be a zombie hidden behind this pillar, so just be very aware of that. Couple zombies. Who's alive? Those two. Those two. Oh boy. Hey, so we're now going to get into Purgatory. We're going to get recognized by a couple of Yakuza. Oh dear. All loading. Surprise. So here they are. They recognize us as, whoa, you're the Tojo clan's 4th chairman, Kazuma Kiryu. Oh, whoa. So they take us over to Daigo. Or, well, they take us over to the florist. But this is Asagi's obviously first time being in Purgatory. Also, the weird thing is, Daigo in this game... Is it this game? I think it's Daigo in this game says that he's literally never been to Purgatory before when we took him here in Yakuza 2. Multiple times. Either way, here's Akiyama. Can't remember why, but here's Akiyama. There's a shop there where you can buy ammo and stuff. We're not going to do that, because we don't need to. However, oh boy, here comes the best part of the video game. Here's the florist, still doesn't know how to wear a shirt. The picture in the bottom left. Nikaido there is with one other character we've never seen before. They're called DD. They're the person who created the zombie virus. They are the mastermind behind it all. And unfortunately, we also see that zombies are starting to break into Purgatory via the sewers. They need time to get the barricade up. You know exactly where this is going. You know exactly where this is going. So, hope you're ready for a 3-minute waiting section. So, once again, set Akiyama to attack. Take care of the special infected with your rifle. Have Akiyama out. And then change to your pistol. And just keep shooting. This is, yeah. Yeah. Not sure what I'm supposed to say about this bit. I hope everybody who's watching is having a good day today. If you're wondering, we're currently 8 minutes 16 seconds ahead of world record, so we're doing okay, I suppose. Now, there is something that you do have to do when that timer at the top hits 2 minutes. Make sure you've got your gun out. Wait for it. Oh, baby. More special infected. Oh, boy. Also, note the timer on the top is actually based on the FPS of the video game. The less FPS, the slower the timer goes. Good video game. Good video game. Riveting gameplay. You'll never guess what happens when we go down to 1 minute. Try and guess. I guarantee you, you will. At 1 minute, I turn the video game off and I go and have some dinner. But first, here's a bunch of more special infected. Thankfully, these ones aren't the aggressive type. Okay, Akiyama, you don't seem okay. That's it. Now we just wait. Excuse me. He's fine. He is on attack, but he isn't doing a good job right now. Bit of a shame. When the timer reaches 0, make sure your gun's out. Good job, Akiyama. So, we have held barricade up the entrance to Purgatory, and that means we're outside. So we're going to have to get out the other way. Now, thankfully, Asagi is with us this time. We're going to be running to the end of the sewers, and we're going to be getting into our next boss fight. This boss fight actually has strats on New Game Plus that don't fully work on any percent, unfortunately. Make sure we're reloaded. And here we go. I like to call this boss Batman. You'll never guess why. We'll also once again play the game of find the weak spot. You'll never guess where it is. So the game is going to yell at us to go grab a sniper rifle, but here's the thing, our rifle is doing way more damage than the sniper rifle is right now. We don't want the sniper rifle. We might grab it if the boss becomes a little unwieldy. You never guess where the weak spot is. It's hard to tell, I know. This is the Basan prototype. It's a bat. It's going to fly off. We're going to put those two onto attack. It's going to try and do sound waves at us. We want to try and just do as much damage as we can. As you can see, this rifle does a lot of damage. He likes to run down both ends of the street. Now, there is two phases to this fight. We're supposed to use the sniper rifle. Sniper rifle's in that box on the right, by the way. We don't want it. Now, if you're on New Game Plus, what you can do is you can actually stagger him by continually shooting his weak spot, and you do enough damage with the sniper rifle that it stops this phase from happening to a whole bunch of enemy spawns. Now, we haven't stopped that, but as you can see, the rifle has done an insane amount of damage. You're above me right now? You're actually going apart. I'm not using the sniper rifle. It spits like a spitter as well. If you can shoot it in its weak spot enough, it does actually fall on the ground, and you get some free, easy hits. No. There we go. Not. Goodbye. It's hanging there. But yeah, you can see that basically using the rifle is actually way faster than the sniper rifle. Thanks to basically upgrading it. If you don't upgrade it, the sniper rifle is, I'd say it's a tiny bit quicker. But that's why we keep all of our ammo. That's the end of the third chapter for Kazuma Kiryu. So, what's the one thing this game has been missing so far? Other than good gameplay, that's not a good answer. That's on me. Oh, by the way, here's Daigo. That Daigo literally, once again, walks onto the scene. No grandiose entrance. He's just, hey, here's Daigo. So. The final sprint. Yeah. Not quite. This isn't the last chapter. It may be making it out to be the last chapter. It's not. So. Once we have a wonderful conversation with Daigo, Daigo is going to point us towards a gunsmith. Said gunsmith is the same one that made Ryuji's robot arm. Don't know why. But essentially, we're going to go get this anti-material rifle. It's one of the strongest weapons in the game. So Daigo's going to stay here. Asagi's going to take us there. I don't know how Daigo gets back into Purgatory from the blocked off entrance. If you thought that the one thing that was missing from this good video game was an on-rails car section, you were right. So, you don't want to fire too fast, it drops the FPS, but you don't want the enemy to stay alive because it damages the car and it gets rid of the FPS. So, yeah. This run becomes all about saving FPS at this point. Excuse me. Hiccups coming. So, There are going to be explosive barrels at some point. Try and hit them. Only because when you get close, it just hits the FPS. And of course, as we go along, there is also going to be... Let's go down to the bottom of the street. You probably, hopefully won't see them because I'll deal with them fast enough. Molotov zombies! Guess what? Molotov zombies don't exactly do much damage. They just get rid of the FPS. Great. So, take note of all of the zombies that are around at this point. I'll take care of this Molotov zombie down here. Lovely. By the way, the gun will overheat. That's why I'm doing burst fire as well. Might recognize this lad. Look who's back. Here's the thing. You can't kill him. That's not good. I should have killed that. Now, once again, the game runs on the speed. The speed of the thing. You can see the time at the top is going very slow. The way to go fast in this bit is to wait to shoot him. Now, you may think, why don't you just kill the guy? He has infinite HP. His HP bar loops. That's why you wait until he's almost raised his arms. Then you shoot. And, of course, you get rid of the Molotov zombies. Video games. Basically, Asagi is getting rid of the roadblock that's in front of us, whilst we're just playing with the Onraki prototype by shooting him a couple of times. I think he'll go back to throwing rocks at us, but no. So if you're struggling on the harder difficulties, literally just do this. That's what you gotta do. And with that, we can finally leave. So take care of the Molotov zombies, as you do. Save the FPS. Not doing a good job saving it right now. There's an explosive barrel that I missed here, which ain't great. Again, if you're on the harder difficulties, you really have to start taking care of these zombies and the barrels before you hit them. This bit is very hard on Dead Souls difficulty. Very, very hard. And once we get to this dead end... he's back! Once again, we have to shoot him to stop him. Try not to let him hit you. He still has unlimited HP. Should be good now at this point, actually. So, we keep going down here. He's still gonna chase us. And at this point, all we have to do is take care of the boss. He now goes down quite quickly. Don't forget, FPS. I'm surprised that didn't actually kill that. So you might want to let him get a bit closer to have ease of shooting him. That's a Molotov zombie, by the way. Not too close, though, because otherwise there goes the FPS. About seizure warning at this point, but this game is one giant seizure warning, to be honest. And there we go. That's the end of Kiryu's part, which means there's one chapter to go. Level 50. He's busy. 50 soul points for 50 upgrades. So, with this, we're going to go to the blacksmith, as we said. And we are going to find a familiar face there. One which should cause a bit of tension, considering the last time they saw each other, Kiryu supposedly killed the guy. We are, of course, going to meet up with Ryuji Goda, antagonist of Yakuza 2. Somehow alive and has a machine gun for an arm. Dead Souls is a wild ride. So, this is the gunsmith that we were told to go and see. We just, you know, we tried to kill each other, but now we're buds. He has a machine gun arm. I'm about to get an anti-material rifle. Water under the bridge. So, we get a phone call from the florist who says that Nikaido and DD are, surprise, in the Millennium Tower. Who would have guessed? Certainly not me. Certainly not anyone who's ever played a Yakuza game. The finale is indeed in the Millennium Tower. The same Millennium Tower we went down with Majima, we're now about to go up with. We don't reuse content here. Akiyama has gone somewhere else at the request of Kiryu, and Majima is still waltzing the streets of Kamurocho, and he's found himself a nice sauna to go to. He has the idea that he's going to try and get the zombie infection out of him by just sweating it out. That's our Majima. Now, the anti-material rifle is a very, very strong weapon. We can only kill one of the bosses with it. Here's the thing. Every time you use the anti-material rifle, it eats the FPS. Even better, if you upgrade the anti-material rifle, its base form when you have max upgraded it natively sucks up about 5 FPS just equipping it. Wonderful weapon. Brilliant weapon. It's a good weapon, though. So, we say we're ready. Now, this is actually, we say we're ready twice. This is actually the point of no return. You cannot come back after you say yes to Ryuji here twice. Remember that. Game gets weird. By the way, the console crash could still happen, which would invalidate this run completely, which would be a massive shame. Let me tell you. I do have a safety save in case that happens, of course. For marathons, we always have the safety saves. So, head for the Millennium Tower with old Ryuji! So, Molotov zombies at the start. Thankfully, they pushed me forward, so it shouldn't be too bad, he says. Ryuji backs us up for now. Molotov zombies. As I said, you will learn to hate them. Lots of special infected sucking up the FPS as well. More spawn zombies. This is some bad crybaby spawns because they can make the zombies spawn here, which loses you a couple of seconds if you have bad zombie hitboxes. Okay, that's not too bad. We will be grabbing some ammo because, again, as I said, we don't have enough ammo. I told you that we don't have enough ammo for this rifle. So, there's a bunch of zombies. Once we take out all the zombies from going to the Millennium Tower, we're going to be grabbing, obviously, the rifle ammo. A little bit of anti-rifle ammo. We don't need any more of these special items, so we're just going to get rid of them. Aim for special infected first. That's my phone going crazy. Hello. I don't know why. Boy, I love having low FPS. Tandem blasts might be a decent idea here to deal with some of the zombies. Ow. The double meatheads don't help, so try, you know, getting rid of the meatheads. Are you on attack? No, you should be. It's my fault. Again, do the Majima thing with the on-racky boss of just jumping back. Try and dodge that if possible. Ryuji's taking the majority of the enemies, which is actually kind of nice, not gonna lie. On New Game Plus with a satellite laser, you make very short work of this entire section. Nice that the headshot tracker isn't actually working because of the low FPS. This is some good stuff right here. We're almost going through all that ammo we picked up, by the way. It might actually be worth using the anti-material rifle against the Dipterras. Yeah. As I said, it's a very, very good gun. It works very, very well. There's a bunch of zombies. And you have to take care of every single zombie. Anyone alive? Yes. Should be all dead. Good. So who's alive? Hi! Who's alive? Hello. Who's alive? There we go. Not the best part. Ah, emails. That'd be why. Okay, so we're gonna go inside the Millennium Tower. We're gonna switch to that anti-material rifle. The anti-material rifle is gonna make it nice and easy in narrow corridors, of which, as you've already seen, the Millennium Tower has a bunch of. Usually, aggroing the aggros is not something you want to see, but it's gotta be done. Lots of zombies! Everyone? Yes, good. Okay, that was a good lobby at least. That was a very good lobby. We'll take that. Whew. So we're going to be basically alternating between the rifle and the anti-material rifle at this point. For bosses, we're going to be trying to use this rifle. That's why I don't want to use up too much ammo from it. It'd be quite bad if we suddenly ran out of rifle ammo when it's very, very good for all but one of the bosses coming up. There is an interesting boss strategy towards the end of this. Oh, if I can pull it off, it's good. So again, try not to aggro the aggros. Don't attack. Back me up. Thank you. Stairs. Idiot. Oh wait, not yet. Yeah, the other stairs, right. I should be on my rifle here because this is Molotov Zombie Heaven. You're actually helping me out there a lot. Come on. Zombie on the floor wasn't dead. Bad fatty positioning. Not good. 33. I've got way more than enough anti-material rifle to carry me through here. Rifle. That should be enough. If I use the anti-material rifle a bunch of times, it should be good. So, a couple of times in here, we're going to have to protect Ryuji whilst Ryuji turns off the shutters. Doesn't take too long, thankfully. Stand here, an anti-material rifle. It's as simple as that. That one might not be dead. Well, I can crawl under it. Okay, this time. Actually, which way are we going this time? Just keep the anti-material rifle. Okay, so we're going to carry on going. In this room is a giant rail gun that you can actually use. If you fire the anti-material rifle down here, you can actually take care of most of the zombies that are blocking the way, instead of having to use the rail gun. It's a shame. I would have loved to have had the rail gun as an actual strat in this run, but no. This is Majima's office. So, we're going to go inside and we're going to meet 3 of Majima's boys. To get up to the top of the tower, we need a key card, and it is in the safe. Now, we know what the safe code is because the safe code is the same each time, but unfortunately the game won't let us try and input it until we go and get the notebook that shows what the code is, which is on the floor above. So off we go, because we are currently on floor 57. So once again, point the camera down to save FPS in this upcoming bit. And go down the middle. You can hear the Hermit. The Hermit is the big problem in this room. It can be in the way and knock furniture into you, which it tried to do, but that was a lucky escape. So So the storage room is, of course, the storage room we were in with Majima earlier. This is where we're going to get our last ammo replenishment. So, got ourselves rifle ammo. Actually, we might get a little bit more just for the end. There's the notebook. Now, the code is 3538. It's one that I forget quite often, so I wrote it on my splits. Actual sensible moves. Unbelievable. Back to Majima's office. I'm stuck. Also, at least break the hermit. I can get out of here, but what's happening? Not good. Very not good. Ryuji, that'll be fine. The zombie is alive in the doorway. It'll be fine. Probably. So, as we get back to Majima's office. Now, here's the thing about the safe in Majima's office. You have to manually input the code. You can actually input the code wrong 3 times, and Ryuji will just bust the thing open. But if we open it, it's a bit quicker. As long as you don't do this incorrectly. So, 3538. And also gives us some healing items. Which I'm not going to complain about. So, we get warned that there's something very, very nasty on the floor above where we have to go. And it is very nasty because it's the thing that can cause the game to softlock. At which point the game will hardlock after a cutscene passes, at which point the console will turn itself off. Yes, 3 hours into the run. Yakuza Dead Souls is a good video game. I kind of know how it happens, and unfortunately it's because of the low FPS. Wonderful video game. Seriously, zombie? Once again, back up to the other floor. When I get a bit closer, we're getting our rifle out. Okay. This is why we want the rifle, because this fight is very, very hectic. So, this is ground zero of our zombie invasion. It is, of course, from Yakuza 1 and 2, good old Hayashi. I see a little bullet hole in his head. So, immediately shoot him, you can get the weak spot if you do. Now, in this fight, I want to protect Ryuji. It's going to seem a bit weird, also set into attack, obviously. A bit slower than I would like. Okay. Phase 2. Bunch of flowers on the wall. Some grenades. I can do this bit fast. I can prevent something really long and nasty from happening. We're gonna do the thing, Hershey. I don't mind this. Having him stun locked is actually pretty good. He's doing the thing. So he's going to go up there and he's going to start chucking grenades at us. You can heat attack it. It's an okay strategy. I'm not going to. Now the sprinkler's going to turn on. It's going to get rid of some of the fire, but cause even less FPS. Good stuff. Don't do the thing, Hayashi! So, we need Hayashi to not assault Ryuji. Because old Hayashi here is going to do something very, very bad to Ryuji. It's a bad fight so far. It's a terrible fight. There it is. So, Hayashi It's gonna rip Ryuji's arm off. Wow, I got that back fast. He can do it again. I hope he doesn't. I kind of wanted him to hold on to that for a while. Ryuji, please attack. He still has grenades, by the way. It's not going well. This is such a bad attempt. You can tell where his weak spot is. It's on the back of his neck. It's hard to hit. Where'd you go? Oh, hello. Oh. I think Ryuji would learn at this point. So I'm going to intentionally not shoot him as he's running away here, so that I don't get him to drop it, because at this point, ow, I should be able to just take him out. I don't have to see that other cutscene again. That might be too low FPS because of the fire. So... the reason why he's been saying sweet death and wonderful is because the zombie serum that turns everybody into zombies, it's a sexual aphrodisiac. Don't ask. I'm going to intentionally let this cutscene play out for a couple of seconds. That way it reduces the chances that you get the softlock. I'm going to have to listen here. Nice. If you see the visuals of that cutscene, you have bypassed the softlock. I don't know if, like, holding the cutscene gives you more chances to not see the softlock, but from what I've tested, it seems to. So thank goodness for that. Run is legit. Thank God. And that's why we have a safety save for right here, because literally... Alright, by the way, game's just given us the point of no return, by the way. Even though we can't go backwards. We haven't been able to go backwards for the past 20 minutes. Take out all the zombies. They're all normal zombies, thankfully. I'm gonna say there's about 18 in here. So Ryuji's gonna take care of some. I'm gonna take care of some of the others. Ryuji on attack actually takes them out pretty quickly. It's really nice. Alright, back to anti-material rifle. Because again, we need more rifle rounds for later. HP is a little worrying, but it should be fine. I've got healing items. I've done some really dumb tank strats in this run for reasons. So, hey, guess what? Hold until the door's closed again. It is what it is. Crawling zombies! There we go. And they're gone. Fun fact, you can still shoot the zombies through the door. Like, if they're close enough, you can actually still shoot them. Now, we thought the game wasn't annoying as is. Stock alarm sound. I'm fairly certain it's the same one that's in GoldenEye for the N64. The anti-material rifle out for these guys. That aggro's not good. By FPS. They're all aggro because of the alarm, so we have to rush to turn it off. There are 2 crybabies in here that can spawn zombies, hopefully not in the way of the door. Good. 2 aggros in here. Get rid of the one if they're in front of you. Try not to have too many aggros on you because they will become really annoying here. Actually going to change my rifle for this. No normal zombies here? Wow, okay. Never mind. And here's the junction box for the alarm. Sometimes if you fire from the very start there, your gun is aimed low enough that you just turn it off. And with this, it's time to go in this room. Make sure our guns are reloaded. I should be okay, but just in case, let's get a little bit more rifle ammo, and this is it. Time to end the video game. So, we have a boss rush coming up. We have 3 bosses to go through. So, starting with Kinro and Ginro. Gold and silver. You'll never guess why. Yeah. So, frustratingly, they destroy the FPS. I'm going to try and hopefully get around one of them and have the other one go for Ryuji. This makes you slip, which is unfortunate, because I really want to be on its other side. Here's the strat if it goes for me. I hope it does. Clear FPS. Look at me. I'm on attack, by the way. Keep walking over the slippery there. He should go after me. They're actually both going after Ryuji, which is kind of hilarious. Try and get them off Ryuji so he can help out this fight. Ryuji's taking way too many hits here. He's in the fire. So at some point, he's going to heal by sucking the HP out of the other one. So attack the other one to get out of this animation a bit quicker. They are on Ryuji. This is actually good for me, but yeah. 10,000 rounds, folks. That is a lot of shots fired. I don't like that. Well, I don't need my boss strat when the boss isn't even going for me. For my boss strat, I do need... There we go. So if you just sidestep to the side of the one that's on you, he just keeps turning in a circle. That stopped. Okay, both me and Ryuji are dying. I'm actually going to heal just in case. I don't trust this. Slippery stuff is right there, so I'm just going to go for this guy. Whoa, that's bad. Need Ryuji to survive this preferably. I do not know why they're so aggressive towards Ryuji. This is actually kind of ridiculous. Problematic fight today. Ryuji, you deal with him, I'll deal with this one. Perfect. It's on me, bud. Not the other one, please. not you. Makes see why I said you don't have enough rifle rounds, huh? Haruka's over there, by the way. Rough fight. Alright, 2 fights left to go. Rough fight. This one should be a little easier. Should. Unfortunately, for Nikaido, DD double crosses them. Now Nikaido is a zombie. A very fast, agile zombie at that. He's got like the prototype virus in him or something, I don't know. Attention to this game's plot. So, once again, rifle out. Dodge him. That move that he just did is a HP drain. Please focus on Ryuji. Thank you very much. I don't like that. He's looking at me. Stop that. Where is he going? What is he doing? And now for a very weird bit. So Nikaido is going to burst into blood blood's gonna splat everywhere, and here comes naked blood zombies. Because of course it does. Guess where the weak spot is? This is where the anti-material rifle comes into play. So, it spawns randomly, it can move, and it will move after being shot, hopefully twice. Ruji, please, out of the way. Got one off, that's bad. This rifle does way more damage to it than your normal rifle. After a period, hear that? He's actually back. Rifle out time. Where is he going? What is he doing? I could not tell you. I was trying to avoid that because he does drain HP. Yes, please shoot him. So, he does it again. If you're fast enough, you can skip the second time this happens. I just wasn't fast enough, unfortunately. That's the anti-material rifle. So if all goes well, we should end at 157 free kills. Now, because we're close enough, the heart actually moves. Thankfully, it just moved over here. There we go. One more fight to go. Look at that blood zombie. Bizarre. Anyway, final fight. It's been a long time coming. So, this is Nikaido's final form. It's turning into something from Attack on Titan. He's rather large. Never guess where the weak spot is. It's indeed the eyes. So, we're going to get our rifle back out and shoot him in the eyes. Once again, this rifle proving very useful. A bit close, I am. Very fast phase 1. Here's the most bizarre image you'll ever see in any Yakuza game. Kiryu with a gun. This is the Hollywood adaptation of the Yakuza movie coming up, by the way. So, reload that gun, get slapped by his fist. Ooh, nice. The elbow. Please don't. Thank you. You can still do damage to him if you hit him other than the eye, but the eye is the weak spot, obviously. I'm going to heal again, just in case. Look how little ammo I've got left now. I told you, you need way more ammo. I wish you would stop this. Boss sucks. Boss sucks. Good luck dodging this. Could you stop? Need to shoot him a couple of times, that's it. Next phase. Here comes Saki. Clearly, it's something useful like a rocket launcher. It's our Resident Evil section, after all. Actually, it's grenades that you can't switch away from. So, pro tip for this part, aim above the mouth. Because for some reason, some bizarre blooming reason, this guy survives. Now, he is going to start stamping his hand. Always hits you. I don't know how to dodge that. Again, aim above the mouth. That's going to get it down to half HP. Its rib cage is open. That's the real weak spot. I don't know if that's a heart or an eye. Guess what? An actual rocket launcher this time. Get ready on time, because it is coming up on the next QTE. Fortunately, Sagi's helicopter gets hit. Fire a rocket in the gut, and get ready on time. Oh, wait. He survived. That was supposed to be a QTE. Wait for it. Time's coming up on this QTE press. Time. Enjoy this. Don't ask how Kiryu survives that, by the way. He just walks away unscathed, as you do. So that is a 3:10 flat. That's world record by 11 minutes 59 seconds. That's a run and a half for you. It's only about 20 minutes underestimate. Don't worry about it. Sorry, do apologize. Yeah, so this run was very bittersweet for me because the very first marathon that ever accepted me for a run was Shots Fired 4 or 5 years ago with Yakuza Dead Souls New Game Plus, which that was a world record back then, and Yakuza Dead Souls any percent now, that's a world record there. So yeah, this run was very bittersweet for me and kind of cool to do, not gonna lie. This game is awful and I absolutely love it. I really should not. It's some sadomasochism thing, I think. I don't know. It's probably something I should probably think about, but I'm not going to. That's Yakuza Dead Souls. If you need me to entertain you for 20 minutes, there's a little something I could do. There's a little something I could do if you need a little bit of distraction. there is a very cool thing I can show off. Go for it. Well, I'll just show you what happens to Majima in this game real quick. So remember, Majima got bitten earlier on in the game. He is becoming a zombie. Oh boy. It's hay fever season, folks. So what happened to the zombie bite from earlier? It's such a good twist. It's an amazing twist. Zombie's got no teeth. Because he has dentures. So Majima was never infected in the first place. Such a good twist. Such an amazing twist. Anyway, speaking of Majima, there's a little... dang on. They just faster to quit out the game, trust me, those are unskippable credits. There's a little something with Majima I can show off real quick. So let me just fire back up into the game again. Trust me, it's quicker to go through this than the credits. The credits also are set at like 200% volume. It's a little stupid, I don't know why. Good old Yakuza 1 and 2 HD. Good games. Very good games. Better than this. This game has a weird place in my heart. I really like this game. I don't know why. So let me fire up my premium adventure save. Give it a second here. Even to load into the video game takes a couple of times. I'm just really glad that the game didn't crash after the Hayashi fight with the time we were on. I had my splits up the entire time because on my final splits I've got the safe room code 3538 because I keep forgetting it and I'm like I've got nowhere to reliably put it and I'm just like why don't I just use my splits?
So, let's go into Premium Adventure. It's not going to take too long, this. Load clear data. I guess we could start from an initial slate, but either one's fine. This gets us right where we need to be. So, Yakuza Dead Souls also comes with a bunch of extra costumes after you finish the game. Some of these are absolutely fantastic, and some of these are horrifying. We're not looking at the Haruka ones, they're horrifying. But we are going to be looking at everybody else's. So we're going to go to the back room here. Going to be changing outfits. Kiryu has normal, Yakuza Free, Ricky Mask, and of course the 4th of July, as you do. Akiyama has Street Akiyama, Disco Akiyama, and Detective Akiyama. Majima, we'll get to in a second. Ryuji has Takoyaki Ryuji, Samurai Ryuji, and Gatling Gun Ryuji. Makes sense, I guess. Majima, however, has the best of the lot with, obviously, Tojo, Shirtless, and of course, Pirate Majima. We're going to be taking Pirate Majima on a little bit of a quick journey. 4th of July Kiryu, let's go. So, good old Pirate Majima here. We're going to just take a quick walk outside. Daytime is fine. Because this is right next to Gary's boot camp, which is conveniently right next to the karaoke place. There is one song in Yakuza Dead Souls that is absolutely fantastic. You will know exactly which one it is now. Let's go do Majima's Get to the Top. Once the video game loads. Had to get one more of those in, didn't we? Imagine this walking around the streets of Kamurocho. Terrifying. Anyway, here is a good old karaoke. And because we are Majima, we can do that special song. This waltz is up to you. Ugh. Excuse me. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Get to the Top.
Let's get to the top.
Every time.
Let's get to the top.
How fast that goes. Enjoy, folks. The best part of Yakuza Dead Souls, by a mile. That's Yakuza Dead Souls. Oh dear. Elephant ruining me there. I hope you had fun with that run. We fired a lot of shots. I can't remember what's coming up, but I do know that there are better Yakuza games coming in shots fired this week. There is Yakuza Kiwami 2 Majima Saga tomorrow by Delk, and in 2 days' time is the infinitely better Yakuza Kiwami New Game Plus ran by Big No No. But make sure you stick around and keep watching the marathon, folks.